Wharton and Kamada and Pino, Mateta and Sarr. So we're underway. That false start from the referee Chris Kavanagh. We're going to have a restart. There are 5 sides who are still unbeaten in England. Coventry City have maintained their unbeaten start with a 3-0 win against Birmingham City in the Championship. Middlesbrough and Gillingham are the other 2 in the Championship and League 2. But these are the only 2 unbeaten sides in the Premier League. And also, Chris Sutton, rather quirkily, they are yet to fall behind, these 2 in the Premier League.
So, yeah, there's something that doesn't have to give today. It could be a 0-0, but you think something will give. I mean, the start from Liverpool has been incredible. Defending champions, and I don't think they've been at the best, Ian, and that's a worry for the rest of the Premier League, but they know they're going to have to earn it today against this Palace team, who are so superbly organised.
Liverpool have scored first in every game this season, and that includes when these 2 met some 48 days ago at Wembley in the Community Shield. It finished 2-2. Palace, of course, winning that 3-2 on the penalty shootout, but Palace were the last team to score first against Liverpool when they met back at Anfield in May, and it's the home side who are on the attack now. But Mitchell was quickly closed down by Bradley, but Mitchell takes that throw very quickly on this near side, the left, and it's not back towards Mark Gahey, who could easily have been a Liverpool player, but Oliver Glasner saying yesterday no concerns whatsoever over Mark Gahey's mindset. And indeed, he spoke in glowing terms about how Palace think that they can compete with the best teams in the country. And certainly, the way that Oliver Glasner has got things cooking at Selhurst Park, you'd have to agree with that. Don't really miss Eberechi Eze, and that's testament to the players who've remained.
Not yet. The one thing which would worry you as a Palace fan is the depth in the squad. Maybe they lack a little bit there.
Here is Gravenberch. Gravenberch quickly comes under pressure. Sarr running back, finds Lacroix on the halfway line. The sun comes out in South London. Back to the bushy-haired Richards, midway through his own half. Crystal Palace are playing from right to left as we look. So for those of you who have been to Selhurst Park, the Homesdale Road end is the end that they're defending. That's where the Palace fans are housed, in that 2-tiered towering stand. You've got the Arthur Waite stand over on the far side, where about a third of that, of course, is occupied by the travelling support from Merseyside, and Palace are attacking the White Horse Lane stand, which is away towards our left, as Mateta lays it off, and then Wharton hits a searching ball, but too far ahead of Mitchell, and it goes out in front of the main stand here at Selhurst Park for a Liverpool throw.
Such a terrific player, such an elegant player, Adam Wharton. Makes the game look easy. Happy to go in behind in these early stages, Crystal Palace.
We're going to go racing. It's the Middle Park Stakes at Newmarket and John Hunt.
And here, Ian, there was a terrible start for the favourite Wise Approach. Doesn't happen very often in flat racing, but he stumbled coming out of the stalls and he nearly fell over. He's at the back of the field as 5 Ways leads the field for home. Chased now by Brussels in second place. Capul is staying on quite strongly now, and after these, Wise Approach, who's done remarkably well to get that close. He's trying to launch a challenge on the wide outside. Brussels is out in front. Wise Approach and Koppel trying to get up now. Wise Approach, that was an incredible win. Wise Approach has beaten both Brussels and Koppel. He looked to have no chance, where he nearly fell coming out of the starting stalls, lost quite a few lengths, but he has been delivered in dramatic style to win the Middle Park Stakes. That has to be a name to conjure with for the future, Ian. Wise Approach, a quite remarkable and unlikely win in the Middle Park Stakes.
But again, John will be back with you for the 3:40 for the Cambridgeshire at Newmarket. Still 0-0 here in the autumnal sunshine in South London. Notice that Florian Wirtz is actually quite central. He's not necessarily playing on the left as Cody Gakpo might.
Yeah, I think we'll see him drift inside as he has done in these early stages. Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of competition for places, Liverpool, in that central midfield area. Interesting call, but over Gakpo off that left-hand side, but it shows their strength in depth. in those forward areas. Hasn't really got going yet, has he, Vince?
No, he hasn't. Still looking for his first goal since he arrived for £116 million from Bayer Leverkusen. Colchester United, who are winless in 6 in League Two, are taking the lead at Fleetwood. Fleetwood Town 0, Colchester United 1, and also in that division it is Shrewsbury Town 0, MK Dons 1. As it's 0-0 here in the Premier League, as Salah can't keep that ball in play. It'll be a Crystal Palace throw right in front of the Palace dugout. As we welcome listeners to the BBC World Service, wherever you are in the world, it is a pleasure to have your company on this Saturday afternoon, a busy Saturday afternoon, as Lacroix goes back to Henderson, all in green away towards our right. Still 0-0 here at Selhurst Park, and that ball from Henderson goes long. The Ryder Cup at the moment is on Sports Extra. That's until 3:45. Uninterrupted golf coverage, a reminder, on Sports Extra 3. You can find that stream through the BBC Sounds app, because on Sports Extra from 3:45 we'll switch our attentions to England-Canada in the Women's Rugby Union World Cup final, and we'll have the second half of that once the football is finished at 5, and then the golf will resume at around 6:15 on 5 Live. So Chris Sutton has a Saturday evening off.
That's a rarity, isn't it?
It is.
Sad for the 5 Live listeners.
Of course, I'm sure it is. Here is Wirtz picking the ball up and running forward over the halfway line. Bradley goes ahead of him. Kamada with the interception on the halfway line, hits a ball that needed Konate to go to ground and just diverted away from the ball that was intended for Sarr. In fact, Sarr and Mateta were both making that run forward. We'll get an update from Stamford Bridge in the Premier League with Lee Blakeman.
Chelsea 0, Brighton 0. First save of the game. Fernandes with a free kick, dead centre, 30 yards out, up and over the wall, and Verbruggen made a good save to turn it round the post, diving to his right. Chelsea 0, Brighton 0.
Bradley with the cross. It's a good one. It's a deep one from the left-hand side. Kirkes will keep the ball in play on that far side. Wirtz has stayed forward. Kirkes will run back. Commentary of that, by the way, is on Sports Extra 2. When they say that you've got more choice of listening than ever before, BBC Sounds is the place for that, as the cross from Bradley arcs its way over and goes over everybody's head and out for a goal kick. So we'll go elsewhere around the Premier League and to Ellen Road. Julia Bold.
Leeds 0, Bournemouth 0, but it's Leeds that have been fastest out the block so far. It immediately saw Aronson, a lovely backheel flick into the path of Longstaff, who sent it to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Right foot shot on target, straight at Petrovic, though. It's still Leeds 0, Bournemouth 0.
Mansfield Town 0, Rotherham United 1. And Swindon Town 1, Bromley 0. Latest scores in League 1 and League 2 respectively. Bright sunshine now. Van Dijk on the halfway line, left of the centre circle. Gravenberg makes such a difference, doesn't he, Chris? Gravenberg to Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely makes them tick. Sits in front of that Liverpool back line, and Arla Slot feels they have greater protection when he's available.
Mitchell with interception. Knees the ball away from Bradley. And now Jeremy Pino will run forward. Helps it on towards Mitchell. Bradley recovered very, very well to get back into the penalty area. Got the block in behind for a Crystal Palace corner kick as they play from right to left, 0-0.
But they've got so many strings to the bow, haven't they, Crystal Palace, in the way that they play. This time, happy to sit deep, and then Mitchell winning the ball. Good interplay on that left-hand side. A bit of space for him. End up winning a corner. Liverpool have defending to do.
So Daichi Kamada is going to take the corner kick on this near side, the left. Liverpool have got every outfield player inside their penalty area. In it comes now from the Japanese international. Downward header, not dealt with, and poked in. Ismail Assar from close range. 9 minutes played. And for the first time this season, the champions, the league leaders Liverpool, fall behind, and Crystal Palace are ahead.
They just don't defend the corner well. Liverpool has a ball to the back post. I don't know whether the initial touch comes off a Liverpool player, and Sarr, as free as a bird, 2 or 3 yards out, the ball just drops to him, and he pops it Easiest finish, easy as you like. Yes, a Liverpool player at the far post who doesn't deal with it and inadvertently knocks the ball down into his path. He cannot miss, and Palace take the lead. Liverpool have got work to do.
It was a Gravenberch header. There was a downward header at the far post, back into actually the danger area. It came off the side of his head. And it was Ismail Assar, back in the side after a 3-game absence, who reacted the quickest. And Palace are ahead. We'll get an update now from Manchester City, Masfarouki.
Employing the long throw-in tactic against his former side for Burnley as they tried to make a mark in this game, and then claims for a handball against him in the Burnley area, not given. The VAR officials had a look. It's still Manchester City 0, Burnley 0.
Ipswich Town are leading Portsmouth by 1-0 in the Championship. No other goals to tell you about, but Liverpool behind. And this up against the Palace side that have the joint best defensive record in the Premier League. Let's get an update from the Ryder Cup. John Murray.
Yes, in the sunshine here on Long Island in the morning foursome. Still, Europe are up in 3 matches and the Americans up in 1. But an important putt from Scotty Scheffler just now from 20 feet for the United States. He missed it, which meant that he holed it, which meant that McIntyre and Hovland remained 2 up in that match.
Palace should be 2 up in this match. They've just broken away. Ball was cut back, and Jeremy Pino, the former Villarreal player, had his shot saved by Alisson. Here is Gravenberch at the other end. Gravenberch says he was fouled. Direct free kick just outside the D. Palace lead by 1-0.
Kamada slightly clumsy there. Palace giving the free kick away on the edge of the box, but they should be 2 up. It was Kanate who was careless in possession. Mateta nicks the ball off him, pops it out right to Sarr, and Sarr pulls the ball back to Pino, who has the goal at his mercy, and it's a tame finish, and Alisson gets down to his right-hand side. What a big save that may be. But Pino should not have given Alisson any chance to save it. And then Liverpool have won a free kick at the other end. Lively start.
Well, it certainly has been a lively start, and for Crystal Palace, they are yet to actually concede in the first half of games this season, but this is a direct free kick which is central, just outside the D, in front of the Homesdale Road end. You've got Salah, you've got Szoboszlai. Florian Wirtz is the player who's now walking away. Van Dijk is trying to make a nuisance of himself behind the wall. Wirtz now tags himself on the end of that as well. There's 2 Liverpool players actually standing in front of that Crystal Palace wall. As the referee's attention, I think they're trying to alert. I think there might be a medical emergency on the far side. So the Palace supporters have alerted the players. It's in the Crystal Palace end in the Arthur Waite stand, and the stewards are running over, so we're going to have a stoppage here, because in fact some of the Liverpool players are going to go across. In fact, there's also Munoz, who's just put his head over the advertising hoardings, and it's the Crystal Palace medics who have gone over towards that far side. So we've got a stoppage in play here at Selhurst Park. Fair play to the players and the referee. They responded extremely quickly to that situation once they were alerted by the crowd. Goal at Manchester City. Masfarouki.
Goal for Phil Foden, Ian. All the hard work done by Jeremy Doku down the left-hand side. Maisie run into the area, forcing the save from Dubravka, but he could only palm it into Phil Foden's pass. Simple finish for him. Manchester City 1, Burnley 0.
Earlier, Brentford beat Manchester United by 3-1 in the Championship. Coventry moves second, 3 points behind Middlesbrough with a 3-0 win against Birmingham. Swansea 1, Millwall 1, Wrexham 1, Derby County 1 in League One. The results: Wimbledon beat Wickham 2-1, Leyton Orient 2, Stevenage 3. Stevenage go top of the table in League One. Crewe 2, Notts County 1, Oldham 1, Barnet 1 is another result in League 2. So the referee, Chris Kavanagh, at the moment. The players are ready to resume, but I think that they'll obviously have to wait for the Crystal Palace medics to come back from dealing with the supporter over on that far side. So at the minute we continue to have a stoppage here at Selhurst Park. We'll go back to the Championship. Becky Ives at Southampton.
Well, it's goalless at the minute. The Middlesbrough fans might well be singing with top of the league, but at the minute Southampton are well and truly on top, inspired maybe by the Liverpool performance last game. Finn Aziz has fired one over the bar. Adam Armstrong went close. No goals as of yet, though. Southampton 0, Middlesbrough 0.
Thanks, Becky. Saw Lincoln City in midweek. We were really looked after very, very well at Sinsel Bank. They're a club on the up, and their good form continues. They've taken the lead at London Road in League One. Peterborough United 0, Lincoln City 1. They're unbeaten in 7 going into that game as far as their league form is concerned. Bristol Rovers 0, Salford City 1 is a latest score as well in League 2. Salford City were second in the table this morning, and they are ahead. Still, we have the stoppage. We'll go back to John Murray at the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, this is the state of the 4 foursomes matches then, Ian, out on the course. The Americans up in only one of them. DeChambeau and Young, though, with a good lead, 3 up on Fitzpatrick and Ober after 14. It looks like McIlroy and Fleetwood are on the way to victory again. They're 4 up on English and Morikawa after 13. Europe also up with Rahm and Hatton, that strong European pair, 1 up on Schauffele and Cantlay. That is a very good match. And in the bottom match, McIntyre and Hovland for Europe are 2 up on Henley and the world number 1 Scotty Scheffler. That's after 10, so Europe up in 3, America up in just the 1.
Thank you, John. A reminder for uninterrupted golf coverage, and forgive me if I say that a few times today, but I just think on a busy day like this with a choice of listening, it's important to try and signpost the listener to wherever you wish your particular choice of sport to be. Bearing in mind that over 50 hours of live sport on the Sports Extra network covering 6 different sports illustrates more choice than ever before through the BBC Sounds app. We'll go back to Chelsea. Lee Blakeman.
0 Brighton 0, so many chances for Chelsea. Esteval's had 2 shots blocked from inside the area. Cucurella's fired wide from 20 yards, and then Reece James free kick. Curler 25 yards out, brilliantly saved by Verbruggen. Chelsea 0, Brighton 0.
Now Gillingham, who are on a club record run of 21 games unbeaten, in fact since Gareth Ainsworth took charge back on the 25th of March, they've not lost a game, but they've fallen behind to Harrogate Town, the League 2 leaders. Gillingham 0, Harrogate Town 1 is a latest score. We've still got this stoppage here at Selhurst Park due to a medical incident in the crowd over on the far side in the Arthur Waite stand, and we're still awaiting for the physios to come back. So we'll go to Sani Rudravajula at Stoke City.
Yeah, 16 gone. Stoke 0, Norwich 0. 2 decent chances for Stoke. Ben Wilmot with a header, Emilian Mamhoff through, but needing a last gaff sliding challenge. And Stoke's pressing Norwich, who keep playing out from the back and they keep getting put under pressure. 16 gone. Stoke 0, Norwich 0.
Thank you, Sani. You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live, and it would appear that we are going to get back underway very, very soon as applause breaks out, and the applause is for the medics of both Crystal Palace and also Liverpool, because there were 4 of them who raced over, in fact 5 of them who raced over towards the far side, and so play will be able to resume now with this direct free kick for Liverpool, who, remember, are trailing by a goal to 0, but that was a lengthy stoppage, but all the medics still warmly applauded by those here in the main stand. So that goal for Ismail Assar gives Palace the lead. Understandably, the atmosphere is just starting to get back to what you'd expect, muted after the concern that was shown for the individual on the far side. Now Salah with a free kick with his left foot, or Szoboszlai. It is 2 yards outside the D. Liverpool are looking for an equaliser. Chris Kavanagh blows his whistle. Szoboszlai's eyeing it up, as is Mo Salah. Hits the top of the wall, comes out towards Gravenberch, who hits it, and Henderson tipped it onto the right-hand post, and then it was blazed over by Kirkes and out for a goal kick. What a save that was by Henderson. Back to John Murray at the golf.
Another blow landed for Europe. Tyrrell Hatton from 6 feet, and now Hatton and Rahm are 2 up on Schauffele and Cantlay after 12. And the Europeans remain up in 3 of these foursomes matches. The Americans up in just the 1.
What a save that was, Chris.
Unbelievable save. Right hand onto the post. Gravenberch, the initial free kick from Salah off the wall, that fell to Gravenberch, who hammered the ball right-footed. And he got a big right hand to it, Henderson, and kept it out.
Cardiff City are leading it to Wigan Athletic by 1-0 in League One. Wigan, who are unbeaten at home in that division so far this season. And Grimsby Town 0, Cheltenham 1 is the latest score in League Two. Richards keeps the ball in play, clears it out. It's been shown that Arne Slot got a yellow card. Not too sure what that was actually for, but that's on the little app that our producer George Cummins is monitoring. There's a lapse in concentration and the ball just rolls away from the left boot of Mo Salah, and it'll go out for a Palace throw. That little stoppage, though, I guess won't have helped. I know why it was important that they did stop it, to treat with the individual, but it won't have helped the players.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, you wonder, Palace with that great start getting ahead, whether that would affect them more than Liverpool. Didn't affect Henderson, though. He kept his concentration and made a crucial save to keep them ahead.
5 clean sheets in 8 games for Dean Henderson, the England international. Thomas Tuchel will announce his squad on Friday of next week for the forthcoming internationals. A friendly that England will play against Wales at Wembley, and then a trip to Latvia in a World Cup qualifier, where they could actually, the potential is there to seal their place at the World Cup finals next summer. Liverpool then trail by 1-0. Szoboszlai, he gives the ball away. Wharton, shaven-headed. Richards, far from it. Back then towards Henderson, touches the ball forward towards Lacroix, and just rolls it with his left boot, and then along the ground towards the goal scorer Sarr. And keeping the ball very, very well. And then Lacroix hits it long. Pino has made the run in between Gravenberch and Bradley. The cutback comes back. Alisson with a save. Downward head by Munoz on the follow-up. Down into the ground and over the crossbar. And once again, Palace could so easily have been leading 2-0.
And another big save from Alisson. They've utilised the long balls well, Crystal Palace. Long diagonal from Lacroix for Mitchell on that left-hand side, who then pulls a cross back, wing back to wing back. Munoz left-footed, does the right thing, goes back across Alisson, but Alisson gets a big right hand, and then Munoz pops back to him, and he heads the ball down into the turf and over the bar.
Liverpool are rocking. Sarr now, right-hand side of the penalty area, tries to float the ball back towards Kamada on the edge of the area, and they've cleared it away downfield of Liverpool. But they're indebted to Alisson for still being in this game. He's made a save from Pino and now from Munoz.
And I thought the Pino one, Pino should have buried it. I thought Munoz was unlucky. But Palace, I mean, they're so well organised, aren't they? The wing-backs, probably key to the way that they play. So intelligent about when to go and roar forward and then when to tuck in.
Here is Wharton. Wharton looks for a forward ball towards Mateta. Mateta breezes past Konate. Another save by Alisson. This time with an outstretched left leg. Konate complains to the referee, but Mateta was just too strong for him. Had it not been for Alisson, Liverpool could be 4 down.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? I think this season they've looked lax defensively. I've seen Konate numerous times, slack as anything. Got there in front of Mateta, but Mateta just pinches the ball off him, runs round him, 1v1 with Alisson. I think he could go round Alisson. He doesn't, opens his body up to go into the far corner. Alisson reads it. Another big save, but Mateta should have scored.
Stockport County 1, Reading 0, latest score in League One. Palace are coming forward. They are buoyant at the moment as Szoboszlai, and Liverpool a little bit out of sorts. Here is Wirtz, out now towards Kerkez. Kerkez midway through the Palace half, he's held up. McAllister gets a touch. He goes short and square. Gravenberch out towards Bradley. Bradley will play it back now towards Konate. Van Dijk, McAllister, sustained spell of passing from Liverpool. 24 minutes played. Midway through the Palace half, Bradley ahead of him. Salah on this right-hand side. Salah pushed away by Mitchell. Salah keeps the ball in play. Mitchell still keeps on at him. Szoboszlai goes back into the centre circle. Now it is with Van Dijk, leaves it for McAllister. McAllister's forward ball to Gravenberch. Richards steps out of defence. And Palace have it once again. Goal at Stamford Bridge, Lee Blakeman.
Chelsea 1, Brighton 0. James with a cross from the right, found Fernandes unmarked at the back post to head home. Deserved lead. Chelsea 1, Brighton 0.
And Hearts have taken the lead against Falkirk at Tynecastle in the Scottish Premiership. So Hearts, remember they were locked together on 13 points with Celtic. Celtic still drawing 0-0 with Hibs, so that would temporarily take Hearts to the top of the table. And Chelsea, as we've just heard, 1-0 up against Brighton & Hove Albion. Commentary of that is on Sports Extra 2 through the BBC Sounds app. Munoz sent scampering away over on that right-hand side. Munoz tries to come on the inside of Kirkes. He's helped out by McAllister, who clears it. Comfortable downward header by Lacroix. Forward ball by Wharton. Pino tried to play it early, blocked by Canate. Tell you what, it's a lively game. 25 minutes play. Chris Sutton.
You just wonder, can you keep missing chances against a side of Liverpool's quality?
Hull City have taken the lead at Vicarage Road. Watford 0, Hull City 1. Mateta pulled down by Canate. It's not going to be the denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. It was on the left-hand side, just in from the touchline. There were covering players, but nevertheless Canate has shown a yellow card. And he's struggling with Mateta, is Canate.
He absolutely is. I don't know why he gets so tight. Mateta's a big guy, so's Canate, but he can't win the ball. And Mateta does what any good centre-forward would do, and he uses his body and rolls Canate, draws the foul. Canate in a bit of bother now.
So this free kick for Crystal Palace is going to be not quite midway through the Liverpool half, in the shadows of the main stand. 6-7 yards in from the left touchline. Gehi, Kamada, Wharton is being called across. I think the referee Chris Kavanagh is wanting them to, and Liverpool wanting to make a change. Referee Chris Kavanagh was just giving some sort of signal that suggested that there was a substitution waiting to be made, unless he was telling Palace just to get on with it. Here is Kamada to take it. Richards heads it. Right corner of the area, headed out by Van Dijk. Gravenberch caught in possession. Canate flicked away by the head of Gravenberch, now towards Isak, blocked by Richards. Goal at Ellen Road, Julia Bold.
It's Leeds 0, Bournemouth 1, and against the run of play, Anton Stack ran into Ryan Christie on the edge of the box inside the D. It led to a free kick. Semenyo smashed it beyond the left-hand side of the wall to put them in front. Leeds 0, Bournemouth 1.
Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 1 is the latest scoreline from Tannadice in the Scottish Premiership. And there's now been a goal, Stoke City Norwich, Tani Rudavagila.
And it's gone to the visitors. Stoke 0, Norwich 0. Good work from the right from Jack Stacey, and Javon McCarmer from 1 yard out bundles home. Stoke 0, Norwich 1.
Stoke City 0, Norwich City 1. Norwich City, who are unbeaten away from home in the Championship this season. Lacroix, his forward ball, met by the left boot of Van Dijk, headed on by Salah. Isak is onto it, and Isak just forced out wide by Henderson. Right-footed, couldn't wrap his foot around it. Out for a goal kick. They still trail by 1-0. Back to the Ryder Cup, John Murray.
Europe are still on course to stretch their overnight lead, but a couple of the leads in these individual foursomes matches have been pegged back. McIntyre and Hovland back to 1 up on Henley and Scheffler. McIlroy and Fleetwood now 3 up on English and Morikawa, but that's with only 4 holes to play. And also DeChambeau and Young for the United States are guaranteed a half in the opening match, because the Americans are 3 up with 3 to play on Fitzpatrick and Aubert.
Uninterrupted coverage on Sports Extra 3. Sarr finds Munoz on the overlap. Munoz with a cross into the penalty area, cleared by Gravenberch. With Exeter meeting Huddersfield today, I guess something had to give. Exeter have lost their last 4, Huddersfield their last 3. Huddersfield have taken the lead. Cross comes in, patted down by Allison. Underarm throw out now by Allison. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, Liverpool now countering Palace, and Mo Salah down the right-hand side. Blinded.
And Salah's cross was a wayward one. Not only are you having an evening off with no 606, we can't get you into the commentary. I mean, you're not going to have an easier day at work.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I won't invoice today. What a game, though. I tell you, I thought this would be quite tight and cagey. But Palace, they're so clever in the way that they play, decision making. They're happy to go long into Mateta, who's caused all sorts of problems. There's another long ball. They're trying to pick up the seconds. Those long balls in behind the Liverpool back line have done for Liverpool, and Liverpool should be further behind them 1-0. Palace have missed some golden opportunities, and Alisson has been sensational.
That's Chris Sutton on BBC Radio 5 Live. We're also live on the World Service and through the BBC Sounds app if you so wish. As Henderson strikes the ball long, Mateta loses out in the air, and this time to Konate. Headed forward then by Pino. Konate will see it back towards Alisson. Alisson hits it first time, all in yellow, away towards our left. And then Szoboszlai will guide it to the feet of McAllister, who goes square for Konate. Update from Manchester City, Masfarouki.
Another great one forward, and strike hit with power by Doku, forcing the save from Dubravka. Erling Haaland's gone close from a corner as well, and that City goal has been credited as an Estev own goal. So the final touch coming off the Burnley man rather than Phil Foden, but it's still Manchester City 1, Burnley 0.
Colchester United, winless in 6, have conceded an equaliser. Fleetwood 1, Colchester 1. Sheffield Wednesday lead Queen's Park Rangers by 1-0. And in the Madrid derby, Atletico are leading Real by 1-0. We've got Champions League coverage to look forward to during the week. Istanbul on Tuesday night, Galatasaray against Liverpool, Monaco against Manchester City on Wednesday. As Florian Wirtz almost caught in possession. Crystal Palace have been excellent in this 31 minutes played so far. That's not quite the 31 minutes of playing action either, is it, with that medical incident that we had? I would think that there must be at least 5 minutes of added on time that we're going to have. Told you about that goal at Hillsborough. Details of it from Nick Hatton.
Sheffield Wednesday 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. A first home league goal here since the 26th of April. Dominic Iorfa with a lovely, powerful header from a Barry Bannon free kick. The crowd here going wild. Sheffield Wednesday 1, QPR 0.
Swindon Town 2, Bromley 0 is the latest score in League 2. You're up to date with the goals as they go in. You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live. Liverpool still trail. And this is McAllister out towards Kirkes on that far side. Munoz snapping at his heels. Kirkes is forced to go inside. Lays it off towards Van Dijk. His forward ball into the centre circle of the Palace half. Gravenberch along the ground now out towards the right. Bradley 30 yards out from goal. Back towards Gravenberch. Wirtz comes short. Gravenberch goes square. Now with McAllister. Konate forward of the centre circle. Palace have dropped off every red and royal blue striped shirt behind the ball. Wirtz now out with Bradley inside towards Szoboszlai, under pressure, almost lost it to Pino.
Well, he did, but they're working so hard defensively, Palace, not trying to not let Liverpool play through that central area, allowing the ball to go out wide and then pressuring the Liverpool fullbacks.
Here is Bradley running forward, coming in off that right touch line. Liverpool playing from left to right, attacking the Holmesdale Road end. Here now is Bradley again towards Salah. Liverpool, though, are being hassled and harried at every opportunity. Nobody is allowing much time on the ball when they get close to that final third. I mean, Szoboszlai there, surrounded by 3 Palace players, is a perfect case in point.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Sarr's taken a bit of a hit. He's down, the goal scorer, in agony, but Liverpool don't have to put the ball out. It's not a head injury.
No, it's not, and they continue to play on. Kirkes back towards Szoboszlai. And Szoboszlai actually then almost slows down. I think Gravenberch is going to stop it because he can see a matter of yards in front of him that Sarr is clearly in a bit of pain, and so there is going to be a stoppage. Charlton Lock 1, Blackburn Rovers 0, Burton Albion 0, Plymouth Argyle 1. Burton without a win in 6, bottom of the table in League 1. And 2 more latest scores to tell you. BBC Radio 5 Live with 33 minutes on the clock. Crystal Palace, though, well worth the lead, Chris Sutton.
Yeah, absolutely. Said before, they are so good in terms of their organisation. Happy to sit in that deep 5 at times, but then they break out to such good effect. Where they've caused Liverpool all sorts of problems, balls in behind, long balls up to Mateta, who has been a nuisance. They're such a well-run club, Crystal Palace, aren't they? Well organised with the manager. And Liverpool, who have had a flawless start to the season, have got work to do. They haven't found their rhythm. Isak's first start in a Liverpool jersey in the Premier League, and He's had one or two touches, I think. Barely had the ball. Had the opportunity when he went round Henderson, but angle against him. But barely been involved.
Remember the overnight score in the Ryder Cup: Europe 5.5, the United States 2.5. In the foursomes at the moment, Europe are up in 3 and down in 1. And for the next 10 minutes, commentary continues on Sports Extra before switching to the England-Canada build-up to the Women's Rugby Union World Cup final. But uninterrupted coverage is on Sports Extra 3. There are no other goals to tell you about elsewhere. It's an uncontested drop ball for Liverpool. Play is back underway. Sarri's back on his feet, but currently off the field of play on that far side. Temporarily then Palace, who lead 1-0 down to 10. McAllister, his forward ball. Wirtz with his back to goal, lays it out towards Kirkes. Bradley makes the run from this near side, not spotted, has to check back. Gravenberch goes short towards Konate. Bradley comes back out and now gets the ball and plays it down the line towards Salah, and then that's cleared by Mitchell, and Konate will retrieve it just inside the Liverpool half. Here is Van Dijk. Well, yesterday Arne Slot did say that Palace have an intensity and a discipline about them. They're going to need to be smart because it's not easy to create chances against them, and that is certainly proving to be the case for the champions, who are still behind. Here is Szoboszlai, back towards Konate. Van Dijk inside the centre circle. Palace still have the slender lead. Szoboszlai. Pacey ball out towards Bradley. They've doubled up on Bradley, looks to go on the outside of Mitchell, and that will be a corner kick off the legs of the England international. Palace 1-0 up.
Yeah, positive play from Bradley down the Liverpool right-hand side, head-to-head with Mitchell, who makes the challenge.
Well, the supporters in the stand behind the goal away to our left, which is the White Horse Lane stand, are now alerting once again the physios to another medical incident, and so once more we have got the physios from the two benches running behind that goal for Alisson to go and tend to another Crystal Palace supporter. So we'll get an update from Ellen Road and Julia Bold.
Leeds have just scored. It is Leeds 1, Bournemouth 1, and it looked like Rodon with a header, and it had been coming all the game because Leeds have been in control apart from that Semenyo free kick. It's Leeds 1, Bournemouth 1.
Well, play has restarted here, and Szoboszlai with a corner kick from the right, and Konate with a header, a bullet downward header that was off target. Liverpool's best chance.
And do you know what? He should score, Konate. Free as a bird, as an outswinger, gets the run on Richards, level with that near post, 6 yards out, powers the header down wide of Henderson's left hand post, just has to concentrate on the connection and Liverpool would be level.
The reason why this one has restarted despite the medical incident that is ongoing is that not all 5 of the physios have gone across to tend to the individual concerned, so play is able to restart in the sunshine here at Selhurst Park with 8 minutes remaining. Going racing very, very soon for the Cambridgeshire at Newmarket. On the clock, we've been playing for 38 minutes. Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 0. But in truth, it's probably just over half an hour. As here is Konate once again to Bradley. Quickly closed down. Bradley goes back to Konate. Oliver Glasner in his little navy bomber jacket, his puffer bomber jacket, desperate for his players to push on out and not sit too deep, but Munoz did track the run of Kirkes and headed the ball away.
Kirkes went so early though, surprised it wasn't a flag.
Here is Bradley, he floats the ball forward, drops inside the penalty area, Lacroix comes across, heads it away and volleyed clear by Mitchell. And then it comes off an outstretched boot by McAllister. It'll be a Crystal Palace throw. Another goal at the Etihad, Masfarouki.
Well, how about this against the run of play? Burnley with the equaliser. Jayden Anthony, I think, with the final touch, but it took a deflection, I think, on the way through because Donnarumma did not move at all. Yes, it did take a deflection off a City defender, but it's Manchester City 1, Burnley 1.
Crawley Town 0, Barrow 1 is the latest score in League 2. Grimsby Town have equalised at home to Cheltenham. That is now 1-1 at Blundell Park, and Colchester United are back in front. Fleetwood Town 1, Colchester United 2. First result of the day at the Ryder Cup, John Murray.
Yes, the first point of the second morning has gone to the United States. DeChambeau and Young, winners 4-2 against Aubert and Fitzpatrick. So the match score now, USA 3.5, Europe 5.5, but Europe are up in the other 3 matches, and McIlroy and Fleetwood are 2 up with 3 to play now and closing in potentially on victory.
Kamada inside the penalty area. Kamada holds onto the ball, plays it out on this near left-hand side. Wharton goes past 2 Liverpool players, keeps the ball in play and into the near post. Look towards Sarr into the side netting. Wharton did exceptionally well. Palace have another chance, but they still only lead 1-0.
Yeah, wonderful quick feet from Wharton in that wide left area. Goes past Sobersley and Bradley. Gets to the byline, and a Sarr level with the near post, or just beyond the near post, outside of the right boot. And Allison was on his heels, goes into the side netting. They mixed the game up, so well, Crystal Palace.
It was an excellent flowing move as well, wasn't it? Didn't have count of the passes, but it's certainly been over 20, 25. Some even may suggest 30. Luton Town 1, Doncaster Rovers 0. Shrewsbury Town 0, MK Dons 2 is the latest score in League 2. In the Premier League, Chelsea lead Brighton and Hove Albion by 1-0. Leeds 1, Bournemouth 1, Manchester City 1, Burnley 1. Nottingham Forest Sunderland at 5:30. There'll be commentary of Sports Extra of that one because of the second half of the Rugby Union Women's World Cup final, and then of course the golf that will resume at 6:15. Grimsby Town 2, Cheltenham 1. Jamie Walker has scored 2 goals, and so David Artell's side are now leading at Blundell Park. Going racing soon for the Cambridgeshire here on 5 Live. It is a busy Saturday afternoon, and Palace at the atmospheric Selhurst Park are 1 goal to the good. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, and I've mentioned numerous times about the way they've mixed the game up. When Liverpool do press them high, the 3 centre-backs, they're happy just to go long in behind and take that Liverpool midfield out of the equation.
Munoz with the interception, feeds it to Sarr. Sarr into the penalty area. Sarr has his shot blocked by Van Dijk, and Van Dijk safely keeps the ball in play, helped out by Szoboszlai, who'll run it out of that penalty area away towards our left-hand side. Short of the centre circle, feeds it to Bradley. Mitchell was caught in 2 minds there. He had Salah running in behind him, but Mitchell kept his eye on the ball, wins that challenge with the ball, holds up Bradley. Not once but twice Liverpool get it back with Szoboszlai, but there is just no room for Liverpool, struggling to create chances here.
Well, they are, but a lot of it is down to Palace's excellent defending. Mitchell has been immense, hasn't he, going forward and defensively. That challenging on Bradley. There's Wirtz again in off that left-hand side.
Ipswich Town have got a second goal at Portman Road in the Championship. They lead Portsmouth 2-0. Kylian Mbappe has scored for Real Madrid in the derby. Atleti 1, Real Madrid 1. 2.5 minutes of normal time remaining, but there will be a lot of stoppage time. Bradley has a bit of room to run forward now on the right, chips it. Edge of the area, volleyed away by Wharton, only as far as Gravenberch. Gravenberch plays the ball back to Van Dijk at a walking pace. He gives it back to his fellow Dutchman. But Crystal Palace have got everybody back behind the wall as the sunshine has returned. St Mirren lead Dundee by a 1-0 in the Scottish Premiership. Hearts now lead Falkirk 2-0. As we're going racing, it's the Cambridgeshire and John Hunt.
And they split into 2 groups. Boiling Point, the leader, on the far side with a quarter of a mile left to go. He's made most of the running there. Real Gain's been up front on the stand side group, but it is that far side group who seem to have it. Boiling Point with the lead. He's being chased by Great Chieftain, who's finishing off well. Fort George, well fancied. He's packing a very late punch as well. Boiling Point is out in front. He's being claimed by Great Chieftain, and it's a photo. Great Chieftain and Boiling Point, and also right up with the pace came in Darlow there as well, with a very strong late finish. So a very tight finish here. In as we just hold the line. Well, it might be Boiling Point, but in Darlow very much in the thick of things as well. Great Chieftain and Fort George not far away. We'll have to confirm that a little bit later. Boiling Point or in Darlow, I think, Ian.
Thank you, John. Yeah, the places will be key as well, because some bookies, I think, were paying out on up to 6 places for the Cambridgeshire, as McAllister can't make his way charging through the midfield. We're inside the last 60 seconds, and Crystal Palace, their only grievance is that their lead isn't greater.
Yep, had numerous big chances, but Alisson has been outstanding in that Liverpool goal. Liverpool were thinking to do. Isak hasn't really gotten into the game, has he? Not on the same wavelength as his colleagues just yet.
Cheltenham Town are down to 10. Harry Pell has been sent off as they trail 2-1 away at Grimsby Town in League Two. Liverpool still trail. All eyes on the fourth official, supporting Chris Kavanagh, who is Sam Allison. We'll see how much he will show on that electronic board very, very soon. Thought that maybe Wirtz had strayed into an offside position, but the flag has stayed down. And here we will now see, and it is 10 minutes of added time. 10 minutes of added time here at Selhurst Park. Here is Bradley, goes on the outside of Gahey, leans into Gahey, tries to win a corner off the legs of Mitchell, gets a throw instead down by the corner flag and takes it quickly. Here now is Gravenberg. That might mess with the timings for the producers and the editors back in the studio. Here is Gravenberg, as we've got the rugby second half commentary to go to at the end. Kamada brings it away on the edge of the penalty area. Let's get a result of that race then, the Cambridgeshire with John Hunt.
Fabulous performance by the top weight, Boiling Point, to win the Cambridgeshire. Just clung on to give Carl Burke and Clifford Lee consecutive wins in the race, the trainer and jockey responsible. They just pipped Indalo, and Fort George was third.
Thank you, John. Burton Albion 0, Plymouth Argyle 2 as the latest score in League One, as the ball goes out for a goal kick to Crystal Palace.
Just haven't found their flow, have they, Liverpool? Isak making a run there, and Kirkes not being able to find him. They haven't moved the ball quickly enough, Liverpool. Spaces in those wide areas, quick switches of play. That's what they should be thinking about, but say a lack of urgency. They've just been stifled by Palace, haven't they?
Yes, they have. The Rugby Union coverage has now started on Sports Extra. So England-Canada in the Women's Rugby Union World Cup final is now on Sports Extra. It is also live on BBC One as well. So the golf, if you want the golf, it is on Sports Extra 3 through the BBC Sounds app. The half-time scores are coming in. We'll be going around the grounds at some point. As here is Wharton, strokes it forward. Sarr, the goal scorer, drops away from McAllister, out towards Munoz. A lot of the supporters over on that far side in the Arthur Waite stand are shielding the sun from their eyes as the ball from Lacroix is played forward, headed away then by Kirkes. And this is Isak, but Richards can't get past him. Out of play it goes for a Liverpool throw that they take quickly. Bristol Rovers have just got an injury time equaliser at home to Salford City in League Two. Bristol Rovers 1, Salford City 1 is the latest score. Van Dijk trotting just outside the centre circle, gives it to Konate. Here is Gravenberg out towards Kirkes over on that side. But still that Palace back line marshalled ever so well, and Liverpool still struggling to try and find space.
Yeah, there's that switch, and Bradley's out now on the right hand side trying to combine with Salah, does it well.
Here is Bradley, tries to pass it into the path of Isak. Corner kick, Bradley in that challenge, 50-50 duel with Mark Gahey. And so it'll be a Liverpool corner kick, still trailing by a goal to nil in front of the Holmesdale Road end. And Szoboszlai makes sure that there's not two balls on the pitch because the ball boy was slow to react. So he will place it down in the quadrant. Crystal Palace have got everybody back. This will be an out-swinging corner kick. Last time Konate went close. Szoboszlai curls it in, aimed towards Konate, comes towards Van Dijk, appeals for handball, looked like it as well. It was outstretched, right hand struck it, free kick is awarded to Crystal Palace. Half-time then at Stamford Bridge. Lee Blakeman.
Chelsea 1, Brighton 0. Enzo Fernandez with the goal, heading in from close range after a great cross from Reece James. Chelsea could be further clear. Esteval, Cucurella and James all with chances. Brighton haven't threatened at all. Chelsea 1, Brighton 0.
They've only lost one of their previous 12 home games against Brighton and Hove Albion. Commentary of that is on Sports Extra 2. Leeds 1, Bournemouth 1, Manchester City 1, Burnley 1. Forest Sunderland gets underway at 5:30. We'll have regular updates into the rugby and then the golf on 5 Live. Commentary will be on Sports Extra of that 5:30 kickoff. Ball goes up towards Salah. Henderson comes off his goal line and gets there before Salah.
Yeah, good goalkeeping that. Ball over the top. Salah just had the run for the first time on Mark Gahey in this first half, but Henderson gathered.
Half-time at Ellen Road. Julia.
It's Leeds 1, Bournemouth 1. The opening goal on 26 minutes for Bournemouth. Antoine Semenyo, a free kick inside the D, flew past the wall and past Carl Darlow in the back of the net. It was against the run of play as well. The Leeds equaliser 9 minutes later. Sean Longstaff into Joe Rodon in the box, who headed the ball in the back of the net. Leeds should be well in front though. Leeds 1, Bournemouth 1.
Crystal Palace should be well in front. They could get another goal here. Ball has been sent forward by Sarr. Pierces the Liverpool back line. Sarr cuts in, enters the penalty area. Mateta leaves it. This is Wharton. Wharton back towards Mateta! Oh, it was almost a second goal. It has hit the right hand upright. He went for placement, he curls it. Crystal Palace, you know, they've not scored more than once in any of their last 12 league games against Liverpool, going back to 2019. They could have had 5 in this first half.
And that is not an exaggeration. I got to tell you, from where we're sitting, I thought this was in. It was Wharton, little cushion ball back to Mateta, who's on the edge of the D, and he bends the ball beautifully, finds the inside of the post. Not even Alisson could get near that. How unlucky have Palace been just to be the one ahead.
They could have been out of sight. Crawley 0, Barrow 2 is the latest score in League 2. Arne Slot will just be desperate. Hold on, here is Mateta again. He volleys the ball over. Arne Slot must be desperate to get Liverpool back into the dressing room for a talking to, because they could have been, seriously, 6, 7. Mateta there with a left-footed volley, narrowly over the crossbar.
He's only 8 yards out. And the Liverpool back line all over the place. Mateta times his run brilliantly. It's Wharton, I think, with the cushion header. Mateta lets it drop, but he's got to try and choke that one into the floor. He's only a yard over the bar, but from that range should really be hitting the target, should be scoring.
We've still got probably another 4.5 minutes of added time as well, because of the amount that has been added on here at Selhurst Park. Liverpool not at it. Crystal Palace full on certainly are. Half-time at Manchester City, Mas Faruqi.
1-1 here. First the Burnley own goal after Dubravka spilled a Doku effort. Then the unexpected Burnley equaliser. Jadon Anthony with the strike that got tangled in the legs of Ruben Dias, leaving Donnarumma flat-footed. And the score, Manchester City 1, Burnley 1 at half-time.
Thank you, Maz. Still Palace lead by 1-0. Here is Bradley passing the ball back to Alisson. Konate now takes over, gives it back towards Bradley. Salah just in from the right touchline. Mitchell, though, tracking him every step of the way and still right up behind him again, and Salah forced to pass the ball back towards Konate. Gravenberch now drifts out to this near side, the right. Szoboszlai is available, collects that pass from Gravenberch. But as soon as they get the ball, Crystal Palace have plugged the gaps. There's just no way through.
Szoboszlai on the half-turn looking up, and there's just a big Palace wall in front of him.
Ball over the top. Here is Salah. Salah tries to lift it goalwards. Henderson made himself big, got the block in. Right in front of Salah behind for a corner kick.
Good decision from Henderson. Didn't commit. The Mo Salah run from just moves towards the ball, then in behind Mark Gay. He uses his body brilliantly. He tries to lob Henderson. Henderson stands big and makes the save.
Szoboszlai on this near side, the right. Liverpool still trail by 1-0. It'll be an out-swinging corner kick. Szoboszlai, in it comes now, too deep, over everybody's head, even the leaping Munoz on that far side as the ball goes back from Gravenberch. Allison, he's gone walkabout, he comes to the right-hand side of the centre circle. He goes long, aims towards Kerkez, headed up in the air then by Munoz. They try to go on the outside with Gravenberch. Still Munoz, though, snaps away. We're inside now the last 60 seconds of stoppage time. Bradley with a cross, deep, and goes out. So these are the half-time scores in the Scottish Premiership. Celtic 0, Hibs 0, Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 1, Hearts 2, Falkirk 0, St Mirren 1, Dundee 0. Motherwell Aberdeen will get underway at 5:45. Half-times in League 2, Accrington 0, Walsall 0, Bristol Rovers 1, Salford 1, Chesterfield 2, Newport County 0, Crawley 0, Barrow 2, Fleetwood 1, Colchester 2, Gillingham the league leaders behind by a goal to nil to Harrogate Town, Grimsby 2, Cheltenham 1, Cheltenham down to 10, Shrewsbury 0, MK Dons 2, Swindon 2, Bromley 0. Half-times in League 1, Barnsley 0, Port Vale 0, Bradford City 0, Blackpool 0, Burton 0, Plymouth 2, Exeter 0, Huddersfield 1, Luton lead Doncaster by a goal to nil, Mansfield 0, Rotherham 1. No goals between Northampton and Bolton, Peterborough 0, Lincoln 1, Stockport 1, Reading 0, Wigan 0, Cardiff 1. Half-times in the Championship, Charlton 1, Blackburn Rovers 0, Ipswich 2, Portsmouth 0. As a cross from Szoboszlai is deep and curls all the way out of play for a goal kick. There are no goals at Oxford, Preston, Sheffield Wednesday lead QPR by a goal to nil. Southampton 0, Middlesbrough 0, Stoke 0, Norwich 1, Watford 0, Hull City 1. That should take the pressure off Mark when we hand back to him in a moment for the goal. But your thoughts, Chris Sutton?
Liverpool lucky to be in this game still. They're losing at half-time. Palace should be out of sight. I cannot remember a side so dominant against this Liverpool team for however long. Palace have been absolutely superb. They've got a great balance of the way they play. But a big half-time team talk from Arne Slot.
Crystal Palace, who are looking to equal a club record 18 games undefeated, have been superb, and their only grievance is that the margin is not greater than Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 0.
Thank you both. So elsewhere in the Premier League, Manchester City 1, Burnley 1, Leeds 1, Bournemouth 1, Chelsea lead Brighton by a goal to nil. Earlier, Brentford 3-1 winners over Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes missed a penalty. Whilst the football has been on, America have taken a point and Europe have taken a point. So it's 6.5, 3.5. John Murray is across it all. The golf is absolutely scintillating and nerve-wracking.
Absolutely gripping it is, Mark, and as you say, Europe have just won their first point of the day, and it's Fleetwood and McIlroy who've delivered again. They've won 3-2 against English and Morikawa, so they've now won 4 out of 4 playing foursomes together, and that is 3 points out of 3 for Tommy Fleetwood at this Ryder Cup so far. Earlier, Bryson DeChambeau and Cameron Young won the first point of the day, that for the United States, with a 4-2 win over Aubert and Fitzpatrick. Cantlay and Schauffele against Rahm and Hatton has been tremendous.
Bruising.
Yes, it has. It's gone blow for blow. And Rahm and Hatton remain 2 up with 4 holes to complete on the Americans. And likewise, the last match as well, Henley and Scheffler has staged quite the comeback. Scheffler has looked every inch the world number 1, and that match now is all square between the Europeans, McIntyre and Hovland, and the Americans, Scheffler and Henley. And as you say, the match score now 6.5, 3.5, with 2 of these morning foursomes to complete.
But very quickly, John, as much as Henley and Scheffler have clawed that back to all square, McIntyre on the par 3 14th has just stiffed it to within about 4 feet.
Yeah, they've as I say, Scheffler and Henley have come at them strong, and even though it's back to all square, McIntyre and Hovland have shown real grit.
Right. Back to the football. Half-times in the full-times in the Championship. Coventry beat Birmingham 3-0. Swansea 1, Millwall 1, and Wrexham 1, Derby 1. Let's start the half-times. We'll go to St Mary's. Becky.
Southampton 0, Middlesbrough 0. An encouraging first half for Southampton, but just haven't been accurate in their finishing. Finn Azaz and Adam Armstrong both going high and wide. Half a penalty shout was waved away. Ross Stewart, he did look to be clipped from behind, but nothing given. Middlesbrough's only chance was a Matt Targett free kick, struck it well, hit the post and came to nothing.
Stoke against Norwich next. Sani.
Stoke 0, Norwich 1. Javon McCarmer finishing off from about half a yard out after an excellent team goal. Worked out to the right-hand side, low cross. Easy finish for him. Stoke, though, been the better side for periods of this game. Biggest chance for them. Junho through on goal, ricocheting off defender Jakub Medic, and Medic having to scramble back to clear off the line. Half-time, Stoke 0, Norwich 1.
Preston Bristol City goalless. This could be quick, I'm guessing, Rob.
Yeah, if the golf is scintillating and enthralling, this is not. Contrasting styles on display here this afternoon. Bristol City have dominated possession with big chances. Preston have been trying to spring the counter. Neither has worked. Preston 0, Bristol City 0.
Sheffield Wednesday got their first win in the Championship last weekend. They look like they're on for 2 in a row. Nick Hatton.
Yes, they do. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. I mentioned the sense of optimism ahead of the game. Very much the case at half-time. Dominic Iorfa's 29th minute header proving the difference so far. Lovely free kick from Barry Bannon on the left. Iorfa with a powerful header at the far post. Harry Amas, Bailey Cadamartri and Liam Palmer could have added to the score, but Wednesday looking good at the break. Sheffield Wednesday 1, QPR 0.
Sheffield United on for their first point, Nikesh Regani.
Yeah, still goalless here at Oxford United. Both sides creating very little, although the best chance of the half going to the visitors. Tyrese Campbell shooting wide from 8 yards out. Oxford United 0, Sheffield United 0.
Victor Hovland just sunk that putt on 14, and McIntyre and Hovland now 1 up again on Henley and Scheffler. Rahman Hatton 2 up on Schauffele and Cantley. Elsewhere in the Championship, Charlton lead Blackburn by a goal to Macaulay Gillespie with that for Nathan Jones' side. Ipswich are 2-0 up at home to Portsmouth. Jayden Philogene with his 4th of the season. George Hurst with his 3rd of the season. And at Vicarage Road, Watford 0, Hull 1 at the break. Ollie McBurney with his 5th of the season. Women's Rugby Union World Cup final about to get underway. James Burridge.
The top 2 in the world going head-to-head in front of 82,000. The biggest occasion for women's rugby. Can the Red Roses deal with the expectation? They haven't lost since the last World Cup final. 32 games unbeaten. Canada, though, have been breathtaking to watch this World Cup. They love a fast start, something England will be mindful of. This could go to the wire, and we've just got going.
Sports Extra or BBC One for that. In League One earlier, AFC Wimbledon 2, Wycombe 1. Stevenage went top of the table with a 3-2 win at Leyton Orient. How can Bradford respond? They're at home to Blackpool. Gavin Wallace.
It's 0-0 at the moment. My best chances came just right at the break. Northville with a header. He was running onto it, so it was probably always going to go over. But that was it from the Bantams. They probably had the vast majority of possession as well. But Blackpool putting on a good fight. 0-0 at the break.
Also goalless between Barnsley and Port Vale. Plymouth lead at Burton by 2-0. Lauren Tollage with his 4th of the season. Owen Asani with his 5th of the season there. It's Exeter 0, Huddersfield 1. Leo Castledine on loan from Chelsea has got the goal there. Luton lead Doncaster by a 0-0. Rotherham are 1-0 up at Mansfield. Goalless between Northampton and Bolton. Lincoln lead at Peterborough by a 0-0. Carl Wootton is Stockport's top scorer. His 6th of the season means they lead Reading by a 0-0. And Cardiff are 1-0 up at Wigan. Earlier in League 2, Crewe 2, Notts County 1, Oldham 1, Barnet 1. We're with Walsall at Accrington this afternoon. Shojo Saka.
Accrington 0, Walsall 0. 3rd in the table. Walsall had a really good chance through Charlie Lakin in the first half where he fired over the crossbar. 20-year-old Isaac Heath, on loan from Everton, has produced 2 excellent saves from Miles Roberts in the Walsall goal. The first low to his right, the second Roberts making himself nice and big in the goal from close range. We've just kicked off the second half. It's Accrington 0, Walsall 0.
Here at the Ryder Cup, Rahman Hatton have just halved the 15 with Schauffele and Cantley, so the Europeans are 2 up and they have 3 to play. Back to the half times in League 2. Bristol Rovers 1, Salford 1, Chesterfield 2, Newport 0. Will Grigg and Will Dixon with the goals for Paul Cook's side. Crawley 0, Barrow 2, Fleetwood 1, Colchester 2. Harrogate are a goal up at the leaders Gillingham. Grimsby turned it round from being a goal down at home to Cheltenham to lead 2-1. Jamie Walker with both the goals. Cheltenham are down to 10 in that game as well. Shrewsbury 0, MK Dons 2, Swindon 2, Bromley 0. Swindon's second goal coming from their top scorer Aaron Drinnan, who's now got 8 for the season. Tranmere and Cambridge are goalless, as are Celtic and Hibs in the Scottish Premiership. Ailey Barber.
Celtic dominant twice
Isomised by the crossbar. The first, a lightning fast break, just waiting for Iheanacho's effort to burst the net. The second, a brilliant strike from Sorachi that had the keeper beating. He's also pulled off a couple of decent saves. 13 shots on goal. You feel it is just a matter of time for Celtic. But with Hearts winning against Falkirk, Celtic are currently second in the table. It is at the break. Celtic 0, it's 0.
Yeah, Hearts 2 up on Falkirk. Kilmarnock lead by a goal to at Dundee United. It's St Mirren 1, Dundee 0. In the Scottish Championship, Ayr 4, Adrionians 1, Dunfermline down to 10-0, Partick 2, Morton 0, Ross County 1, Queen's Park 1, St Johnstone 1, Wraith 0, Arbroath 0. In League 1 in Scotland, Cove Rangers 0, Kelty Hearts 1, Hamilton 1, Stenhouse Muir 0, Inverness 1, East Fife 1, Montrose 0, Queen of the South 0, Peterhead 2, Alloa 1. In League 2, Annan 2, East Kilbride 1, Dumbarton 0, Stranraer 1, Edinburgh City 0, Forfar 1, Elgin and Spartans level at 1-1, Stirling 0, Clyde 2. Just back to England and the National League this afternoon. Earlier, Boreham Wood beat Woking by a goal to 0. In the 3 o'clocks, Braintree 0, Gateshead 2, Carlisle trail Rochdale by a goal to 0. It's Halifax 2, Aldershot 1, Hartlepool 0, Tamworth 0, Solihull Moors 0, Brackley 0. Also goalless between Southend and Scunthorpe. Boston are 1 up at Sutton. Truro lead 10-man Morecambe by a goal to 0. Wealdstone 0, Eastleigh 0, and Yeovil 1, Altrincham 0. Earlier in the Women's Super League, a late equaliser for Aston Villa at the Emirates. It finished Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 1. Here at Bethpage Black in New York, the overall score: USA 3.5, Europe 6.5. 2 matches still out on the course in the morning foursomes. Europe are 2 up in the Rahm Hatton match, and they are 1 up in the McIntyre Hovland match. 5 past 4 in the UK, 5 past 11 here on the east coast of America, and it's time for the latest news.
The voice of the UK. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
With the 5 Live News, I'm Andrew Strachan. The Prime Minister has warned Reform UK's policies would tear the country apart and destroy it. Sir Keir Starmer was speaking in Liverpool ahead of the Labour Party conference starting tomorrow. In response, Nigel Farage said Sir Keir's language smacks of total desperation. Germany says it's considering the use of military force to protect its territory against drone incursions. Police in Denmark have reported that drones flew over its main airbase for several hours overnight. The bosses of Harrods have warned some online customers that their personal data could have been stolen in a cyber attack. And the International Paralympic Committee has voted to lift suspensions on Russia and Belarus, which were brought in over the war in Ukraine. Ukrainian officials say IPC members have betrayed Olympic values.
This is 5 Live Sports with Mark Chapman. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Let's go straight to Twickenham. First score of the match in the Women's Rugby Union World Cup final. James Burridge.
And it's gone to Canada, Mark. We talked about their fast start, and Asia Hogan-Rochester has done it again. She cannot stop scoring. Such space. They were so narrow, England, in defence. They lost their line out inside their own 22. Canada capitalised, and they have scored. 5 minutes in, they have missed the conversion, but they lead by 5 points to 0.
No side has ever won the first 3 sessions of an away Ryder Cup. Europe currently on course to do that. Just John Murray.
Currently 1 point each so far today in the morning foursomes. Bryson DeChambeau and Cameron Young winning 4 and 2 against Fitzpatrick and Aubert. So DeChambeau off the mark for this Ryder Cup. Cameron Young 2 wins out of 2 so far for the Americans. But McIlroy and Fleetwood winners again, 3 and 2 against English and Morikawa. And in the remaining matches, Europe are up in both, so on course to win this session as well. Rahm and Hatton 2 up with 3 holes to complete on Schauffele and Cantlay, and McIntyre and Hovland back in front again, 1 up on Henley and Scheffler with 4 holes to play.
Gorgeous morning here in New York. The sun now beating down. Early goal in the second half at Hillsborough. Nick Hassan.
Sheffield Wednesday 1, QPR 1. QPR level on the front foot in this second half. Forced the corner early doors. Handball at the far post. Penalty given by referee John Brooks, and there was Nicholas Madsen to power home from the spot. Sheffield Wednesday 1, QPR 1.
Second half underway at the Etihad. Maz Faruqi.
Yeah, and a really good chance for Burnley to take the lead at the start of the second half, Mark. Lyle Foster from the left, targeting the ball just to nestle inside the right post. Took a deflection off a City defender for a corner, but Burnley coming out, all guns blazing at the start of the second half, 1-1.
What a start to the Rugby Union World Cup final. James Burridge.
Ellie Kilton has brought the house down, Mark. An absolutely scintillating try by the player of the year, and just the response the Red Roses needed after conceding an early score. The kick to come, but it should be good for England, and they should lead 7-5, 7 minutes gone.
It's on Sports Extra if you want to listen to it. It's on BBC One if you want to watch it. Early goal at the Bet365 in the second half. Sani Rajavajala.
24,000 home fans on their feet. A shot saved from Million Manhoff, and there was Sorba Thomas with the rebound. 48 minutes gone. Stoke 1, Norwich 1.
So in the Premier League then earlier, Brentford 3, Manchester United 1. They're underway in all the other games at 3 o'clock, bar our commentary at Selhurst Park. Chelsea lead Brighton by 1-0. Leeds 1, Bournemouth 1, and Manchester City 1, Burnley 1. You can watch all the highlights on Match of the Day tonight. Alan Shearer and Micah Richards are alongside Kelly. Back to Twickenham, James.
Yes, and England do have that conversion from Zoe Harrison, but they're having to clear the ball from their own deadline. This has been an absolutely electric start, Mark. England leads 7-5, 8 minutes gone.
Well, given how hectic that little period has been, I can see how Chris Sutton's struggling to get a word in edgeways, Ian.
Well, he's got plenty of time now because the two teams aren't yet to take to the field. So if you want to ask him a question, make him work for his money, Mark.
Oh no, I thought he was definitely working for free. I thought that's what he'd said.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time, would it?
Bob McIntyre just gone over the back of the green on 15, the par 4 15th, known as Mount Olympus here at Bethpage. Black just gone over the back there. Remember, the Europeans are still 1 up in that game. Rahm and Hatton 2 up with 3 to play as they go down the 16th. Crystal Palace have torn into Liverpool, haven't they, Chris?
It's been amazing to watch. They've been really direct and caused Liverpool all sorts of problems. I can't remember that I'm on half-time where I have seen a Liverpool team absolutely pummeled as they have been in this first half. Alisson has made save after save to keep Liverpool sort of in it. Mateta had the shot off the post, which not even Alisson could get near, but you would think, maybe with a half-time team talk and a dismal display in that first half, that Liverpool will respond. They've had a fair few late shows this season, Liverpool, so I wouldn't be ruling them out just yet, but Palace have been sensational.
One of my screens, the video printer screen, has stopped working, which is not particularly helpful when you're trying to do latest scores, but I have a feeling Bradford have taken the lead against Blackpool in League One. Ian will probably confirm that in a little while. All
yes,
yours.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, they have. Josh Neuville has got that goal at Valley Parade, so Bradford City, who are looking to go back to the top of the table. They've won all 5 home games before today, looking to make that 6 on the spin and to replace Stevenage, who had earlier gone top after beating Leyton Orient by 3-2. Liverpool have made a change, I can tell you as well. Cody Gakpo is on. Conor Bradley is the player who has gone off, so that means Szoboszlai is now filling in as right back. So I'll give you the two teams after we've heard of a goal at Chelsea. Lee Blakeman.
It's a red card, Ian. Chelsea lead 1-0, but they're down to 10. A long VAR check, but Trevor Chalobah has been sent off because he was the last man when he brought down Diego Gomez. So Chelsea lead, but down to 10. Chelsea 1, Brighton 0.
Commentary that is on Sports Extra 2. So Alisson then in goal for Liverpool. Szoboszlai, Van Dijk, Konate and Kerkez. McAllister, Gravenberch. Now with Wirtz, Gakpo, Isak and Salah. Liverpool with cream shirts and black shorts playing from right to left as we look. Wirtz look towards Kerkez, wins the ball back at the second opportunity and dances his way into the area. Does Florian Wirtz, tries to get the shot away, comes out towards Kerkez, it was blocked. McAllister has a shot charged down, loops up in the air. Isak challenges the goalkeeper and the referee blows his whistle. To Ellen Road, goal, Julia Bolt.
It's Leeds 2, Bournemouth 1. Sean Longstaff on the edge of the box. He swung his right leg and it's shot into the back of the net, and it's been coming because Leeds have just been peppering Bournemouth's goal. It's Leeds 2, Bournemouth 1.
So Leeds have come from behind. Chelsea down to 10, lead Brighton and Hove Albion by 1-0. Manchester City 1, Burnley 1 remains the latest at the Etihad. Let's bring you details of that goal at Valley Parade from Gavin Wallace.
Oh, it was a lovely goal. It was recycled 2 or 3 times back into the Blackpool box. Deno and Josh Noffel with his second of the season, just in front of the main stand, goes to the far side of the goalkeeper, takes it low into the bottom corner. Bradford 1 goal to the good.
The Crystal Palace team is Henderson in goal, a back three of Richards, Gahey and Lacroix. The wing-backs are Munoz and Mitchell. As here is Sarr, the goal scorer, lays it off, cross-fired in by Pino. Munoz on the stretch, behind Mateta inside the 6-yard area. Wharton keeps it alive, and then Gravenberch on the stretch will clear the ball away for Liverpool. Wharton, Kamada in the midfield, Pino, Mateta and Sarr, the goal scorer. And no word of a lie, if you've just joined us, Crystal Palace could have had at least 5 in that first half, couldn't they, Chris?
Yeah, that isn't an exaggeration from you for once. And they've started the second half pretty well there. Brilliant ball from Pino on that left-hand side to Munoz, who has roared forward in that first half, doing the same in the second half. He couldn't quite get his pullback right, and Mateta had made his run too early. Interesting, the Liverpool change with Szoboszlai at right back, Frimpong on the bench. How's he feeling?
Always good to work with you. That is an exaggeration. Early in the second half, here is Van Dijk along the ground out towards Kerkez. Van Dijk gets it back. Yeah, Frimpong is a possibility as a substitute. I mean, they do travel to Istanbul on Tuesday night. We'll have live coverage of that on BBC Radio 5 Live, and indeed we will for the Chelsea away game before the international break next weekend. Here is Kerkez, tries to push it past Munoz but can't get past him. Munoz continues to break out of position and put pressure on Van Dijk, and then they go across the back, and now Szoboszlai, who's just shy of the halfway line in front of that Arthur Waite stand. Bright sunshine here in South London. McAllister chips it over the top towards Salah. Salah into the penalty area, pulls it back, Isak hits it first time, right-footed, edge of the area, over the top, goal kick. Palace still lead 1-0.
Yeah, I think Mo Salah went early there, the flag goes up eventually. That little run space in behind is going to just continuously make those movements. That's his strength. Clever little setback, and Isak high and wide. Anyway, Liverpool, those forward areas in the first half didn't really click, didn't really combine. They've looked miles off it. Maybe with Gakpo coming on that left-hand side, Wirtz will play more of a central role.
Can tell you that Plymouth Argyle have got a third goal at Burton. Dundee United 0, Kilmarn at 2, Grimsby Town 3, Cheltenham Town 1, and Fleetwood Town 2, Colchester United 2. So for the second time this afternoon, Fleetwood Town have equalised at home to Colchester in League 2. Meanwhile, Crystal Palace have got a free kick midway through the Liverpool half, a good 10, 12 yards in from that left touchline on the far side, which Kamada is going to take. There's a line of 6 cream Liverpool shirts 12 yards out from Alisson's goal line. Kamada, in it goes, right down the throat of the Brazilian goalkeeper, all in yellow. Another result in the Ryder Cup, John Murray.
Yes, another win for another of Europe's strong pairs. Hatton and Rahm have closed out victory 3-2 against Cantlay and Schauffele. So the first defeat at this Ryder Cup for Cantlay, likewise for Schauffele as well. John Rahm's now won 3 out of 3, and the match score is 3.5, 7.5 Europe, and McIntyre and Hovland still 1 up on Henley and Scheffler in the last match out on the course with 4 holes to complete.
Uninterrupted coverage on Sports Extra 3. The golf will resume on 5 Live at around 6:15. Watford have equalised at home to Hull City. 4 without a win, Watford, but they're now level at Vicarage Road in the Championship. Salah, Liverpool seeing a lot of the more of the ball in this second period, but still trail. Trying to link up with Szoboszlai on that far side. But Palace bring the ball away. But then there's a turnover, and that was Gravenberch towards Wirtz. Wirtz plays it now towards Gakpo with an effort. Right-footed just outside the D. He's put it wide, but encouragement for Liverpool.
Yeah, poor play. I think it was Kamada gave the ball away. Wirtz, clever little setback. It was the same position as the effort in the first half Mateta had, which crashed off the post, and Cody Gakpo, we know he's got a wonderful right foot, is a yard and a half away. Hitting the target, should have done better, but warning signs for Crystal Palace.
Konate heads the ball before Mateta can reach it. Mitchell, though, goes down the line towards Pino, who turns. He looks towards Mateta. Flag has stayed down. Mateta's inside the penalty area. Alisson with another block. Narrowed the angle. Late flag. Virgil van Dijk now berates the assistant referee.
Yeah, it's infuriating, isn't it, because of how late the flag went up. Mateta had gone early, then gathers the ball. Alisson flies out, makes the save. The ball goes to safety, and then the flag goes up. Always frustrates, I think, players on both sides, that, because of course if you leave the play to run on, somebody can get injured in the process.
Peterborough United 0, Lincoln City 2. So Lincoln have got a second goal at London Road as the ball is sprayed forward by Van Dijk, but he's overhit it, and it will go straight out of play for a goal kick. Well, Liverpool are on a 7-match winning run, in which they've scored late in 6 of those 7 games, winning goals that have been scored later than the 82nd minute in all 6, as there's been a goal at Southampton. Becky Ives.
It has. Southampton 1, Middlesbrough 0. Adam Armstrong with the shot from distance, cut it back across goal, and it just buried into the bottom right-hand corner. This has been coming for Southampton. A deserved lead. Southampton 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Kirkes plays a good ball in, hooked in towards the penalty area. Mitchell didn't know where Salah was, and he had to concede the corner kick. Liverpool have definitely improved. We'll quickly get news of a try, though, at Twickenham. James Burridge.
Amy Cockayne has scored England's second try from the driving line-out, textbook from the Red Roses. They lead 12 points to 5 as the conversion attempt now from Harrison has gone through. England now 14-5 up, 19 minutes into this first half.
And commentary continues on Sports Extra of that. It's also live on BBC One. Grimsby 4, Cheltenham 1. In comes the corner kick. Konate tries to get on the end of it. Palace, though, now will break. Wharton spins away on the edge of the area. Accrington 0, Walsall 1 is the latest score, also in League 2. As here is Munoz. He's carried the ball a long way on this near side. He was tracked by Konate and Salah, and for his efforts, and he's being applauded, and rightly so as well. He gets a throw, and he just says, slow it down towards Richards. News of a goal now at Manchester City, Mas Farouki.
That Manchester City back in front. Matheus Nunes was the final touch, kind of lashing it over the top of Dubravka in the Burnley goal. Good build-up play from City, but Burnley have been really frustrated them in the second half, but they finally are back in front. Man City 2, Burnley 1.
Richards is going to launch this ball in. He's just using a towel. It was like a dark grey towel to wipe off a lot of the grease off the ball. In it comes now. It's a long one. Gahey can't flick it on. Edge of the area. Liverpool will break. Strikes the heels of Salah. Szoboszlai was the one who was forced to tidy up towards Alisson. Drives it away downfield, and that'll go straight through to his opposite number as Palace still lead by a goal to 0. Walsall then looking to go 6 unbeaten. Let's hear news of that goal, Shojo Saka.
They're going very well. Accrington 0, Walsall 1. It's the captain, Aidan Flint, who's put Walsall ahead. He rose highest to a corner from the left. The header nestling into the corner. Accrington had some pressure at the other end, but it's Walsall who have taken the lead. Accrington 0, Walsall 1.
Here is Wharton infield towards Mateta. Mateta now to Pino, picks it up. Got a man out wide, which is Mitchell on the left-hand side. He plays it in low. Mateta sliding, trying to get on the end of it near side of the 6-yard box. There was a foul there. Let's get the team news from Nottingham Forest. Pat Murphy.
Chris Wood starts for Forest, so Jesus, who's made such a big impression, is on the bench, alongside, among others, Hudson-Odoi and Gibbs-White. They've got one eye on the Europa League game here on Thursday night, Forest. Dominguez starts, so there's Ndoi and McAtee and Bakwa. As for Sunderland, just one change. Masuaka comes in defence.
Thank you, Pat. We'll have commentary of that on Sports Extra from 5:30. Liverpool still trailing. I can tell you that Mansfield Town have equalised at home to Rotherham. Mansfield 1, Rotherham 1. And a goal at Oxford United in the Championship, Nikesh Ragani.
Yeah, just their second league goal of this season. It's been coming. They've started the second half brightly. Cross came in from the right. Callum O'Hare, 10 yards out, slotted in coolly. It's Oxford United 0, Sheffield United 1.
Remember, Sheffield United bottom and pointless. Liverpool have got a free kick. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, Greven Birch winning the free kick. Poor challenge from Kamada. He's fortunate not to see yellow in that situation. Gravenberch just getting on the ball a little bit more in this second half, trying to make things tick for Liverpool in that central area. But Palace working so hard out of possession, but they've got a free kick to defend.
Barnsley 0, Port Vale 1, Grimsby Town 5, Cheltenham 1 are other latest scores. We're probably a good 10 minutes behind the rest of the games that have been played at 3 o'clock this afternoon up and down the country, due to a couple of medical incidents that we had in the first half. That cream shirt rippling in the gentle breeze. Szoboszlai to take it right-footed, aimed towards Gakpo, loops up and is caught with both hands. A short handling by Dean Henderson above his head as he runs out now to the front edge of that penalty area, all in green, and Palace still have a slender lead. Just tossed out underarm towards Richards. Richards then, his forward ball, stabbed back towards Wirtz by McAllister. And this now is with Gakpo. Wirtz links up with Kerkez, the left back who's high up the pitch. Level the penalty area. Isak drifts out to this near side, the left. Kerkez is challenged. Still that work rate is extremely high from Crystal Palace without the ball as we're approaching the hour mark.
It is, but the question is can they keep this intensity up for 90 minutes? You just feel that Liverpool are getting a foothold now in this second half.
Well, you said it, Chris, that Palace may rue those missed chances as Szoboszlai plays a flat ball in, and Wirtz, great save by Henderson. He's just touched it first time, running in close range, and a reflex save with an outstretched hand by Dean Henderson above his head prevents the German from scoring his first goal for the club.
Yeah, but Wirtz has to score. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant reaction from Henderson, but he should have no right to save that. Bobbled into the floor, bounces up above his head, but it's 4-5 yards out, has to pop that one in.
Szoboszlai with a corner on the far side. It's going to come to the edge of the area. Certainly Liverpool are showing a lot more attacking intent than they were able to do in the first half. Crystal Palace though still have the lead. Here is Gravenberch towards Gakpo. Munoz commits himself. Gakpo gets there first. Munoz takes a tumble. Gakpo, left corner of the area. Kerkez plays it in low. Gakpo hits it first time, still hasn't been dealt with, and Munoz now can get the ball, digs it clear. There's been another goal at Manchester City, Masfarouki.
Oscar Bobb's just come on the field and has probably wrapped up the 3 points for Manchester City. Cut back from the right, first touch from Oscar Bobb, beats Dubravka. Manchester City 3, Burnley 1.
Playing for nearly an hour at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace supporters now are aware that they need to play a role in this again as they try to liven up the atmosphere, because they can sense that Liverpool are on top. Here is McAllister towards Gravenberch, and there are gaps starting to appear. That was worked quickly in the midfield for Liverpool for Gravenberch. Out towards Gakpo. There seems a better balance about Liverpool with Gakpo now on this left-hand side. Back towards Gravenberch. Gravenberch shoots, and Gravenberch fires it wide. 2 goals in 4 Premier League games this season. Only 1, and he's 63 in the Premier League previously. Remember, Hearts are ahead at home to Falkirk. What about Celtic? Ailey Barber.
They thought they were ahead, but the goal by Iheanacho ruled out for offside, so still goalless here. Celtic second in the table. They are knocking on the door, but they haven't found the breakthrough. Still Celtic 0, Hibs 0.
Thank you, Ailey. And so that would mean, with Hearts leading 3-0, that for them, as the yellow card has been shown to Van Dijk.
Well, Van Dijk's frustrated about how long Henderson is taking to take this goal kick, and I can understand that, and has had a word with the referee, and the referee has booked him.
So Van Dijk joins Konate in the book. Both central defenders now have been shown yellow by Chris Kavanagh. Bristol Rovers 2, Salford City 1 is the latest score. Henderson clears the ball away. Downfield, Van Dijk tries to meet it, beaten in the air there by Munoz. It's played over the top, flag has stayed down, it's 2 against 1. Sarr looking towards Pino, and again another late flag. Liverpool's defence had got back, it wouldn't have counted. Both of them did look offside as it was played over the top, but there are going to be chances now for Palace on the counter-attack, Chris.
They did it well in the first half, balls in behind that Liverpool backline. I don't think Pino was offside, but Sarr was. Wrong decision, wrong player to pick out, and he didn't find Pino anyway, tried to find him at the far post.
So looking to try and tidy things up in the midfield. And a fresh pair of legs. And Adam Wharton, who remember was named in Thomas Tuchel's last England squad, will wait on Friday to see if he's named again for the games against Wales and Latvia that are upcoming. Is replaced by Hughes, who I remember back in the day when he was starting out at Derby County, when I first got a glimpse of this shock of blonde hair of Will Hughes, now 30 years of age as a teenager. He was linked with moves to clubs such as Liverpool. So Hughes comes on into the midfield for Palace, who still lead by a 1-0, and we've been playing for 62 minutes. A try at Twickenham, James Burridge.
And a third try for the Red Roses, this time number 8, Alex Matthews has driven over. England are absolutely bossing the set piece. The scrum has looked excellent. There were 2 other tries, the first from Kildum, the other from Amy Cockayne. The conversion knocked over by Harrison. 21 points to 5. England lead, 26 minutes gone.
The golf continues on Sports Extra 3. The rugby is on Sports Extra. Chelsea Brighton is on Sports Extra 2. This is 5 Live at Selhurst Park. Crawley 1, Barrow 2. Crawley have got a goal back. Stockport County 1, Reading 1. So Reading have equalised. 18 minutes from time at Edgeley Park. Crystal Palace meanwhile are attacking. Mitchell on the left-hand side. Looked like last touch came off Mitchell. It'll be a goal kick. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, he's got forward to good effect, Mitchell. Picked his moments, more so in the first half than this second half. You can see he looks like he's toiling a little bit, but Palace really happy to press Liverpool high at times, but then they'll drop back into that shape.
When Lacroix and Gahey and Richards have all started together, 11 clean sheets in 19 Premier League games. And they're on course for another, but Liverpool are going to be making another change as Curtis Jones emerges from the bench down below away towards our left. Isak has kept the ball in play, wants it back. McAllister finds him. Isak keeps his balance and puts it wide. Well, to his credit, he didn't go down, but as he entered the 6-yard area right-footed, he couldn't get the curl and it went straight out for a goal kick.
Well, he does brilliantly. Just dances through a couple of Palace players and you think the net's going to bulge. He just has Henderson to beat, 6 yards out. He's got to score. A sensational feat from him, and maybe gets a little bit stuck under him before he gets his shot off and it goes wide of the far post, but that's one hell of a chance not taken from Alexander Isak.
Alexis McAllister, who scored his first goal in English football on this ground for Brighton about 5 years ago, is the player who comes off. Curtis Jones comes on to replace him as Northampton Town are now leading Bolton Wanderers by a 1-0 in League One. Crystal Palace is still leading through that Ismail Assar goal after 9 minutes, his 4th goal of the season. And in fact, as Mateta tries to head it past, the referee played the advantage, flag was up anyway. Actually his 50th goal in English football, that, for Mateta as well, for Ismail Assar. 50th goal in English football. 34 that he scored for Watford, and 16 now in 54 appearances for Crystal Palace.
He's been a great signing, hasn't he? You remember, taking Michael Elise's place.
In comes the cross, hanging ball from Szoboszlai. Gakpo heads it well over the top. In League Two, a goal at Accrington Stanley. Shojo Saka.
Accrington 0, Walsall 2. Daniel Kanu's shot was saved by the Accrington keeper, Ollie Wright, but it looped up in the air. Aaron Presleon had to head home. It is Accrington 0, Walsall 2, and if results stay like this, Walsall could go top of League Two this evening.
Hearts are going top of the Scottish Premiership after that Celtic goal was disallowed. Remains Celtic 0, Hibs 0 at Parkhead. We've been playing for 66 minutes here in this second half, but of course you'll be well ahead of us, I would imagine, across London, Lee Blakeman.
16 minutes to go, Chelsea 1, Brighton 0. What a chance for an equaliser though. Welbeck 7 yards out, right side of the area, shot across the face of goal, and he just missed the far bottom corner. Chelsea down to 10, but still leading this game by 1-0.
You've done well to remind me, because normally I would, around 15 minutes from the end of the game, start rattling through the scores, but I'll need to do that because you're so far ahead of us elsewhere. So in Scotland, Celtic 0, Hibs 0, Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 2, Hearts 3, Falkirk 0, St Mirren 1, Dundee 0. Motherwell Aberdeen at Fir Park will get underway at 5:45. So Hearts, as it stands, are going to go 2 points clear of Celtic at the top of the Scottish Premiership. Rangers languishing near the bottom would be 12 points adrift. Rangers who are yet to win, as Kirkes on this near side. For Crystal Palace, they are looking to extend their unbeaten run to 18 games, which would equal a club record which was set under Bert Head in 1969. Although a lot of those games actually in the old second division. Some achievement for Crystal Palace in the top flight. Let's get an update in the Ryder Cup. John Murray.
So already today, Europe have taken 2 points and the United States 1 in these morning foursomes. So there's 1 match out on the course. They've reached the 17th. They've just halved the 16th. McIntyre and Hovland 1 up for Europe on Henley and Scheffler, but it's very tight. They're about to play the par 3.
Thank you, John. Coverage of that is on Sports Extra 3. Northampton 2, Bolton Wanderers 0. Accrington 0, Walsall 2, and I think we're up to date with the goals as they go in around the country. I'll give you the latest in League 2, League 1 and the Championship after Gakpo bursts away from Munya, sends over a cross. Gahey heads it away inside his penalty area. Picked up by Pino. Still, this Crystal Palace defence will not break as Szoboszlai wins the ball back from Pino, then gives it away straight towards Mitchell. Triangular passing patterns from Crystal Palace, then they give it away from the back. Here is Jones in the midfield. He goes square. Kirkes runs forward. Kirkes, his ball charged down by Richards. Kirkes wins it back. There is a real urgency now, Chris, about Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. And Crystal Palace just cannot get themselves up the pitch. It's wave after wave of Liverpool now.
Here is Curtis Jones as Atletico Madrid lead Real Madrid 3-2. Kirkes with the cross. It's a deep one in the area. Mitchell has to concede the corner kick. Goal at Chelsea, Lee Blakeman.
Right in the level, it's 1-1. Minte with the cross. Welbeck on as a sub. Powerful header, 6 yards out. Chelsea down to 10, and it's now Chelsea 1, Brighton 1.
Elsewhere in the Premier League, Leeds United lead Bournemouth 2-1, Manchester City 3, Burnley 1, and Crystal Palace here are still leading by a goal to nil, but Liverpool in front of that travelling support on the far side in the Arthur Waite stand. Have a corner kick right hand side. Everybody for Crystal Palace is back. Arne Slot in his black jacket watches on. Szoboszlai takes it, headed out by Gahey. Comes to Gravenberch, 30 yards out from goal. Shrewsbury have got a goal back. Shrewsbury 1, MK Dons 2. Gravenberch sweeps it out towards Jones. Jones with a cross into the penalty area, and the header from Isak is just over the top. Goal at St Mary's in the Championship, Becky Ives.
And it's Middlesbrough that have equalised. Southampton 1, Middlesbrough 1. Caliseni, the ball came into him. He was running into the box. I thought he'd pulled it too far wide. It was such a tight angle, but somehow he has managed to cut it back across and squeeze it in, and in the ball went. Southampton 1, Middlesbrough 1.
The leaders looking to maintain their unbeaten record away from the Riverside. The 2 results in League 2 earlier: Crewe 2, Notts County 1, Oldham 1, Barnet 1. These are the latest scores, and Walsall, as it stands, are going top. Accrington 0, Walsall 2, Bristol Rovers 2, Salford 1, Chesterfield 2, Newport 0, Crawley 1, Barrow 2, Fleetwood 2, Colchester United 2. Colchester could be winless in 7. Gillingham, that club record run of 21 games undefeated, that could be coming to an end as Harrogate still have a slender lead at Priestfield by a goal to nil. Grimsby 5, Cheltenham, who are down to 9 men, 1, Shrewsbury 1, MK Dons 2, Swindon 2, Bromley 0, and no goals at Prenton Park between Tranmere and Cambridge. I'll give you the Championship and League 1 in a moment. We've got 20 minutes remaining of normal time here. Chiesa is going to be coming on for Liverpool, and I think there's going to be another change as well. It looks like it's going to be Frimpong, indeed it is. So a double change is in the offing from Arne Slot. Crystal Palace certainly posing nowhere near as much of a threat as they did in the first half.
No, and Liverpool really sort of penning Crystal Palace in, but they still do have that threat on the break, don't they? They'd like to see more of the ball, but trying to slow things down, Crystal Palace, and try and just stop this momentum from Liverpool.
Palace are also going to be making a change. Sarr is going to be coming off, as is Pina, and so that will be Lerma and Nketiah coming on. Still no news as to who will be coming off yet for Liverpool. Those changes yet to take place as Jones surges forward, passes the ball out. This is Szoboszlai, plays it low in towards Salah, into the 6-yard area, and turn out of play for a throw on the far side. We'll get an update in the rugby. James Burridge.
And Canada have just struck a penalty, and it's 21-8 to England, who have now set themselves for a driving maul. They've looked unstoppable in this first half, despite Canada taking the lead. Tries from Kiltan, Cockayne and Alex Matthews as England roar towards that line. 4 minutes to half-time, and they lead by 21 points to 8.
Gakpo with a curling effort, and that's caught by Henderson. Commentary continues with the rugby on Sports Extra. It's also live on BBC One. There are no other goals to tell you apart from the fact that Watford are now leading Hull City by 2-1. Oh, and Burton Albion 0, Plymouth Argyle 4. Burton bottom of the table, that'll be 7 without a win. Konate will come off, as will Florian Wirtz for Chiesa and Frimpong. But those 4 substitutes still waiting on the sidelines here at Selhurst Park as the ball sails into the arms of Henderson. And we've got 13 minutes remaining.
We have a massive 13 minutes for both clubs as Kamada gives the ball away.
Liverpool with Jones. He turns 30 yards out from goal, runs forward, looks for a shooting opportunity. Snuffed out, ball breaks free. Pino gives it towards Sarr, the 2 players who are going to be coming off, but Sarr surges at the heart of the Liverpool defence. Mateta peels away from Konate. Konate gets the header away. Hughes, though, picks up that ball and just knocks it out towards that left-hand side for Mitchell. Mitchell with a cross. Munoz far post, downward header. They peel for handball, blocked by Kirkes. Kirkes will run away out of that penalty area and passes it up towards Isak. Not necessarily sure that they would have wanted Isak to play the full 90 today with that trip to Istanbul in midweek.
Fair point.
Here come the changes. Chesterfield 2, Newport County 1 is the latest score in League 2. So Eddie Nketiah, who only came on for the final 15 minutes against West Ham for his first appearance of the season, and Jefferson Lerma for Yeremy Pino, who actually was a doubt ahead of the game with a knock that he picked up last week. But Lerma will certainly just try to shore things up more in the midfield, and then Konate going to be coming off for Liverpool, and Chiesa coming on as well.
We'd like to inform supporters
with
that
Frimpong.
change to arrangements at Selhurst Station after today's game.
So,
a new queuing
Chris,
system will be in place, and the only way to gain access
time
to the station
running out
is
desperately for Liverpool.
Yeah, and Wirtz missed that big opportunity, didn't he? And another disappointing game as Sarr gets his applause for coming off. Be interesting how Liverpool shape up now. With Konate going off, Frimpong will go into some sort of right-back role. Chiesa will play up alongside, I think he'll play up alongside Alexander Isak, and Szoboszlai will go into midfield. Gravenberch is such a versatile player, isn't he? He'll probably pop in alongside Virgil van Dijk.
Here is Gravenberch on the ground out towards Frimpong. So he goes into the right-hand side. Szoboszlai moves back into midfield after filling in initially at right back after Bradley's departure as a substitute earlier on. Jones to Gakpo on this near side, the left. Palace still lead by a 1-0. 15 minutes remaining. Here is Jones. Now gives it to Van Dijk. Palace have dropped off. Everybody back behind the ball now. Chiesa on the left with Kirkes. Gets a throw. Still conscious, I've got to give you the latest scores in League One and the Championship. In fact, the ball hasn't gone out of play. Jones, deep ball into the penalty area. Mitchell heads it out. Picked up by Frimpong. Frimpong dances away from one challenge, down towards the byline. Doesn't go out of play. Frimpong wins it back. Szoboszlai sends over the cross. Bit of a scramble inside the area. Lacroix heads it away. Only as far as Jones. Jones shoots. Takes a bit of a deflection. Strikes the body of Munoz. Picked up by Isak, who's on the left-hand side at the moment. Towards Kirkes. First-time cross into the area. Gakpo there. Comes out towards Szoboszlai. And then the touch from Salah. 6 yards out. Diverted the ball up and away from goal and out for a goal kick. Palace still 1-0.
I don't know whether Mo Salah was offside. They can't find the target. Liverpool really penning Palace in now. Right-hand side, Szoboszlai with the effort. He was offside, Mo Salah.
Let's get an update in that Rugby Union final at Twickenham. James Burridge.
England lead by 21 points to 8. They thought they had a fourth try, but it was ruled out by the referee. Kabea in the way of the ball, causing an obstruction, so they couldn't give the try. But it has been a brilliant first 38 minutes from the Red Roses. Try from Kildunka, Kane and Alex Matthews. One from Canada for Asia Hogan-Rochester. A few minutes to go to half-time. England lead 21-8.
Liverpool the turnover. Chiesa on the follow-through there. He's caught Lacroix. The referee, Chris Kavanagh, has had a good look at that. Wag of the finger from Chiesa, but a yellow card for the Liverpool substitute.
Do you know, I like that, though, Ian. Both players committed. Both players wanting to win the ball. They go in wholeheartedly. And Chiesa does catch him, stands on Lacroix's foot, but fair play to Lacroix. Goes down, bounces straight back up, shake hands, get on with it. It's the way the game should be played.
The two results in League One earlier: Wimbledon beat Wickham 2-1, Leyton Orient 2, Stevenage 3. Stevenage did go top at that point, but they've been replaced once again by Bradford City, who still lead Blackpool by a 1-0 as Graham Alexander's side look to try and make it 6 wins at home this season. Other latest scores: Barnsley 0, Port Vale 1, Burton Albion 0, Plymouth Argyle 4, Burton bottom and without a win in 7. Exeter 0, Huddersfield Town 1. That will be Exeter losing their last 5. Luton Town 1, Doncaster Rovers 0, Mansfield 1, Rotherham 1, Northampton 2, Bolton Wanderers 0, Peterborough 0, Lincoln City looking to go unbeaten in League One to 8 games. They've got 2 goals there. Stockport 1, Reading 1, and Wigan 0, Cardiff City 1, as Nketiah is going to get shown a yellow card. Update in the golf comes from Alistair Bruce Ball.
Bit of Norwegian magic from the putter of Victor Hovland. A left to right 12-footer. His hold on the 17th green, punches the air, roars with delight. McIntyre and Hovland have guaranteed another half point at least for Europe. One up with 1 to play against Scotty Scheffler and Russell Henley, and Europe lead the overall match 7.5, 3.5.
And that continues on Sports Extra 3. It'll be back on 5 Live at around 6:15, and if you're in the car all the way till about midnight, Ian Carter, Ali, John, Mark Chapman and the rest of the team will keep you fully entertained and up to date with the conclusion of day 2 of the Ryder Cup. Incidentally, the singles coverage tomorrow on 5 Live at around 4:15. Mateta picks up the loose ball for Crystal Palace, drifts out towards the left-hand side, sends over across, and Nketiah downward header wide. That could have sealed it.
That should have been game, set, match. It's brilliant from Mateta. Just drifts into a left-hand channel. He puts a wonderful ball in with his left foot. But Nketiah 6 yards out, goal at his mercy. Just can't time the header. It goes wide of Allison's post. Should score.
Charlton 2, Blackburn 0, that's in the Championship. Grimsby Town 7, Cheltenham 1, Peterborough 0, Lincoln City 3, and Chesterfield now lead Newport County by 3-1. Crystal Palace, they get a free kick. The results in the Championship earlier: Coventry 3, Birmingham 0, Swansea 1, Millwall 1, Wrexham 1, Derby County 1. These are the latest scores. Charlton 2, Blackburn 0, Ipswich 2, Portsmouth 0, Oxford United 0, Sheffield United 1. Could be the first points on the board for Chris Wilder, of course, back in his 3rd spell. Preston and Bristol City as goalless at Deepdale. Sheffield Wednesday 1, QPR 1, Southampton 1, the leaders Middlesbrough 1, Stoke City 1, Norwich 1, Watford lead Hull City by 2-1. Free kick then for Crystal Palace, still leading with that early goal from Sarr after 9 minutes. Hughes to take it, and it's into the penalty area. Gahey heads it back into the area, Van Dijk heads it out, and then the touch from Lerma is a heavy one. He's volleyed it, he's skied it, dropped into the Hosedale Road end, and that'll be a goal kick as Atletico Madrid now lead Real Madrid 4-2 in the Madrid derby, and it's half-time in the rugby with James Burridge.
And this is the Red Roses' best performance so far of the tournament. They lead 21 points to 8. 3 tries, an absolutely superb one from Ellie Kildun, Amy Cockayne and Alex Matthews. England have set-piece dominance and a belligerent defence. Canada have barely featured other than opening the scoring in the first 3 minutes. That is just the 40 minutes John Mitchell have been looking for. England 21, Canada 8.
The second half of that rugby final will be here on 5 Live once we're done with the football. So if you're interested in that, you won't have to go anywhere else after the first half was on Sports Extra. And very, very soon, Chris, we're entering slot time. Will there be a payout though today for the slot machine as they've scored so many late goals? Still trailing here by 1-0. 81 minutes played at the moment.
And has it been the story of Liverpool's season? Mo Salah has been quiet in many games, but his numbers are so incredible. You wouldn't back against him finding the net, but Mitchell's played him superbly this afternoon.
Let's get an update from Stamford Bridge. Lee Blakeman.
Chelsea 1, Brighton 1. Brighton thought they had a late penalty. Gusto with a high boot on Minte. Long VAR check, no penalty given. Into the 90th minute, Chelsea 1, Brighton 1.
Chesterfield have just rattled in a 4th at home to Newport County. Chesterfield 4, Newport County 1. Liverpool with Fringbong. Up now towards Chiesa. Can't get away from Lacroix. That was a good, firm, solid challenge by Lacroix. But Liverpool do get the ball back, and they play it now with Szoboszlai, who runs actually into the centre circle of the Crystal Palace half, playing from right to left as we look. Van Dijk to Kerkez, comes in off the left touchline, almost shows too much of it towards Nketiah. Likewise Szoboszlai to Mateta, but Liverpool twice get away with it. Gravenberch now playing at the back. Mateta turns around, and nobody else has followed him out to press Liverpool. So with ease they can get it out towards Jones on the left-hand side. And we've got under 8 minutes remaining as Szoboszlai chips it out towards Frimpong. Frimpong looks to come on the inside of Mitchell, bounces away from him. And Crystal Palace helped by Gehi. Kamada gives it back. Forward on that far side. Ball played back now to the Japanese international, who switched his play out to this near side, the right for Munoz. And Nketiah and Mateta are ahead of him. He lets the ball settle, strokes it back towards Hughes. Snapping at the heels there was Curtis Jones, and Crystal Palace are forced to go all the way back, and it's going to be one last throw of the dice for Liverpool. And Ngoma, the teenager who signed his first pro contract this week, is going to be coming on. Goal at Accrington Stanley. Shojo.
2 goals. It is Accrington 1, Walsall 3 from last time you were with us. Charlie Caton got one back for Accrington in added time, but Albert Adoma has just put this game beyond their reach. It is Accrington 1, Walsall 3, Albert Adoma with Walsall's 3rd.
Because of the late running nature of this game, there are now going to be the full times coming in. We'll try and keep you fully brief ahead of everything we can as Isak is going off. Said they wouldn't necessarily want him to play the full 90. He's lasted nearly 84 minutes as there's been another goal at Manchester City. Mas Faruqi.
A 4th in stoppage time for Manchester City. This one for Erling Haaland. So 4-1 Manchester City lead Burnley. That 3rd Man City goal, by the way, gone down as yet another Maxi Nestev own goal. His 2nd of the match. 4-1 City lead into second half stoppage time.
And Ngoma comes on for Isak. Portsmouth have got a goal back at Portman Road in the Championship. Ipswich 2, Portsmouth 1, and I'm hearing a goal at Chelsea. Lee Blakeman.
Brighton are ahead in the 92nd minute. Chelsea 1, Brighton 2. Ball across the face of goal, and substitute Maxim de Kuyper has headed in from 3 yards out. Chelsea down to 10, and Brighton now lead by 2-1.
Here is Hughes in the midfield. Gives it away. Frimpong plays it early, looking towards Salah, cut out by a sliding Gehi. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, Gakpo's gone into that central striking role. With Liverpool really now got to find something. They've got to dig deep, but so have Crystal Palace, and see this one through.
Frimpong waits in front of that travelling support, gets the ball back from Szoboszlai, tries to make a little dart down that right touchline. Stopped as the ball is played in towards Mateta. He loses the ball, and now this is Chiesa. Chiesa shoots. Chiesa just wide, left-footed from inside the D. That looked mightily close. Crystal Palace still lead by 1-0. Late goal at Ellen Road. Julia Bold.
It's in additional time. It's Leeds 2, Bournemouth 2. Eli Krupi with the equaliser. He'd just come on as a substitute. He's managed to get it into the right-hand corner of the net. Leeds 2, Bournemouth 2.
It's finished at St Mary's. Southampton 1, Middlesbrough 1. So the leaders of the Championship, Middlesbrough, still unbeaten away from home, and Southampton without a win in their last 6 games in the Championship. Frimpong stabs it short and forward. Nobody there of a Liverpool persuasion, so Mitchell can run onto the ball with ease as he saunters his way forward. Kamada to Lerma, shapes to shoot, fires it in. Munoz, loose ball, scooped up by Alisson.
Just sharp there, Munoz's. The shot was blocked from Lerma. He was alert, but couldn't get the power on the shot, and Alisson saves comfortably.
Brighton are ahead at Chelsea. Leeds United 2, Bournemouth 2, Manchester City 4, Burnley 1. Liverpool, though, are behind. Fleetwood 4, Colchester United 2. Colchester twice ahead in that game. It's Gakpo. And Gamoa infield towards Gakpo once again. Jones is in a central area. Gakpo 30 yards out to Gravenberch. Out towards Frimpong. Just under 4 minutes of normal time remaining. Frimpong towards Gravenberch. First time ball in towards the penalty area. Hasn't dealt with. Chiesa's there. Liverpool have done it again. It is the late show from Arne Slot's side. And the champions may well remain unbeaten. Palace never dealt with the danger. Chiesa pounced. 1-1.
I think it's a horrible error from Chris Richards. As the ball crossed in from the right-hand side. Palace defensively have been superb today. He just misjudges the flight of the ball, goes to head the ball clear, stoops to head it clear, and all he does inadvertently heads it down to Chiesa, who's 7 yards out, level with the near post, and he feeds the ball in past Henderson. No chance for Henderson. Liverpool level, had a habit of doing it.
Hold on, the game hasn't restarted just as yet, so that means that VAR is having a look at it. Matt Donoghue is the VAR at Stockley Park, so we could still have a twist. They're looking.
Maybe a possible handball, and the header from Richards. Is it Gakpo?
Well,
Gakpo's hand and then drop to Chiesa.
Well, whilst they're having a look at that, let's get here news of another goal at Manchester City, Mas Faruqi.
And the full-time whistle as well, as second goal for Erling Haaland in second half stoppage time. Manchester City's 5th, and this match has just finished. Manchester City 5, Burnley 1.
And we are still waiting, and I've got to say the tiny monitors don't really give us much of a helping hand, if you pardon the pun, for potential handball, because the graphics are pixelated a little bit, so it's hard to tell whether there is actually. I'm sure that they're a little bit clearer in terms of the definition at Stockley Park.
Well, maybe it's from the initial cross. An arm goes up. Is it from Mo Salah? And does it touch Mo Salah's arm? And inadvertently, I talked about Chris Richards making a hash of the header. If he touches it and Richards makes a hash of the header, but they give him a goal. There you go.
Goal stands after a lengthy look from the VAR officials at Stockley Park. That Chiesa goal stands. It is Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 1, and Liverpool have done it again. Incredible that they keep on finding a way to score so late. What is that, the 7th time this season they've conjured up a late goal after the 82nd minute. Meanwhile, Palace at the other end, Lerma sails it in wide.
It's just, it's a mark of champions, isn't it? I mean, they were absolutely pummeled in this first half, and all of a sudden, it's a good habit which they have. They just don't stop, do they? They are relentless, this Liverpool team. Can they get a winner now?
Leeds United 2, Bournemouth 2 is how it is finished at Ellen Road, as Lerma switches out the ball towards Kamada. Crystal Palace now coming forward with numbers in the penalty area. Kamada with a cutback. Hughes near side of the 6-yard box. Does he win a corner kick? Referee Chris Kavanagh says yes. And Crystal Palace now, after trying to soak up so much of that possession from Liverpool in this second half, have now got a corner kick in the last 30 seconds of normal time. The full times are going in up and down the country, but we're about 10 minutes behind everybody else in terms of the way that the second half started. And Crystal Palace have got a corner on the left. Bradford City are back top of League One. They've beaten Blackpool by 1-0. Wigan 0, Cardiff 2 is the latest score. Hearts 3, Falkirk 0. In it comes now, headed out by Szoboszlai. Will Salah get there before Mitchell? No. Mitchell does so. Here is Hughes. Tries to get away from 2 Liverpool players. And Goma, though, gets the ball towards Jones. There was a free kick there. Full time at on the road. Julia Bolt.
Leeds 2, Bournemouth 2. Daniel Farke's unbeaten home run. It goes into 23 matches. They'll feel frustrated though, they did enough to win it. Julia Krupi though with a late equaliser, came off the subs bench for Bournemouth, centre of the box, bottom right hand corner. It's finished Leeds 2, Bournemouth 2.
Thanks Julia. Deveni's going to be coming on. Kamada is coming off, and whilst this substitution happens in 6 minutes of added time, we'll get another result in the Ryder Cup with Alistair Bruce Ball.
And it's been another fabulous foursome session for Team Europe. Robert McIntyre and Victor Hovland have closed it out against the world number one Scotty Scheffler and Russell Henley. They've beaten them 1-up. Europe have won these foursomes 3-1 today. They lead 8.5, 3.5 overall. They need 5.5 points now from the remaining 16 available this afternoon and tomorrow to retain the Ryder Cup.
Thank you, Ali. And the Ryder Cup will resume on 5 Live after the second half of that Women's Rugby Union World Cup final at around 6:15 here on 5 Live. Charlton 3, Blackburn Rovers 0. And there's been a result: Fleetwood 4, Colchester United 2. And another goal at Chelsea, Lee Blakeman.
It's all over now. Welbeck's got another one. Chelsea 1, Brighton 3. Played into the area left side, sent his shot into the roof of the net, and Brighton have won it. Chelsea 1, Brighton 3.
Enzo Maresca could be facing some uncertain times at Chelsea. Here is Frimpong. Got a huge game against Benfica in midweek, with Jose Mourinho, of course, returning to Stamford Bridge in the Champions League. Salford City, incidentally, have gone down to 10 men still playing, but they're behind at Bristol Rovers. Bristol Rovers 2, Salford City 1, still a latest score, as Walsall going top of that with a victory at Accrington today. We're still playing here, 6 minutes. We've got about 4 minutes remaining. Flicked on, Devaney gets there. No, Allison just before him. Quickly off his goal line, had to get there too.
Oh boy, he had to be, didn't he? Mateta winning the first contact, flicking it on, and Devaney just reading the flick, and he was unlucky, and Allison was alert, and he needed to be.
So Manchester City beating Burnley 5-1, Leeds 2, Bournemouth 2, earlier Brentford 3, Manchester United 1, still playing with Chelsea down to 10, trailing at home to Brighton 3-1, and Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 1 here. And we've got 3 more minutes to be played of stoppage time at Selhurst Park. Surely Liverpool couldn't go and get a winner, could they? Here is Kirkes, looking to maintain this 7-match winning run, looking to win their opening 6 top-flight games for a 5th time in their illustrious history. Van Dijk, certainly they weren't at the races in the first half. Lucky still to be in the contest at all, but Frimpong now darts away from Mitchell, and his cross takes a deflection and into the arms of Henderson.
He is absolutely rapid, isn't he, Frimpong? Good little give and go with Mo Salah there. And he put the burners on, got the cross in, it deflected into the arms of Henderson.
Both sides will remain unbeaten, and that means there'll only be 4 sides left unbeaten in England. Gillingham have lost their unbeaten run today in League 2, so it'd mean Middlesbrough and Coventry, along with these two, are the quartet of English professional sides who are still undefeated in the league season. There's a breakdown of communication. The ball from Jones goes in between Kirkes and Ngamoa. They're back underway in the rugby at the moment, England-Canada. So that's on Sports Extra for the time being, but we will be going there very, very soon at Twickenham for the conclusion of that, most of the second half here on 5 Live. It is also live on BBC One. But we've got about 90 seconds remaining. Chris Sutton.
Devaney just gave the ball away really cheaply. Rushed past, trying to go out left to Mitchell. Just giving the ball straight back to Liverpool, allows another attack.
Here is Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai on this near side, the left. Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 1. Kirkes, Van Dijk. A reminder, we'll have coverage in Istanbul on Tuesday in the Champions League of Liverpool, as here is Gravenberch, takes it away from Mateta, runs forward and then goes square. Played forward by Van Dijk. Palace now have dropped off. Here is Gakpo, 30 yards out from goal. Gives it towards Szoboszlai. Chip back towards Gakpo. Can't get the better of Richards. Does he foul Kirkes? Kirkes is down. Referee, though, says no, Chris Kavanagh. Liverpool still have it. Chiesa, who got the equaliser, gives it back towards Jones. Almost gets in the way of the England international. And now they play it patiently out towards Frimpong. 40 seconds remain by my watch. Glasgow looks animated, down below. Arne Slot, calm as ever. Chiesa can't get past Munoz. Crystal Palace have put so much into this game. Still remember they would go and equal a club record run of 18 games. Full-time at Stamford Bridge, Lee Blakeman.
Chelsea 1, Brighton 3. Chelsea were 1 up at half-time. They then had Shalabar sent off before Welbeck scored twice and De Kuyper got the other to give Brighton their first away league win of the season. Chelsea 1, Brighton 3.
Devaney hits the ball downfield towards Mateta. Van Dijk gets there first. That'll go out of play. Well, the 6 minutes are up, Chris. How would you sum up the game?
Well, I'd sum up the game as lucky Liverpool in the first half, but you know, you've said quite rightly, they've had a habit this season of scoring late goals. They go to the end, don't they? Got themselves level, but here's Palace.
Here is Nketiah. Nketiah to Mateta, behind him in the penalty area, and Kirkes clears it away. 6.5 minutes, and we're still playing 1-1 here at Selhurst Park.
Here comes a long throw.
Lerma runs across to this near side. He looks for the towel. Wipes the ball down, not quite level with the penalty area on the right-hand side. Expectant supporters with a red and royal blue flag flying in the Homesdale Road end. One apiece. Lerma with the long throw. In it comes now. Headed up rather than away. Hughes heads it goalwards. Falls towards Nketiah. Crystal Palace have their own version of the Late Late Show. And they've stunned the leaders and champions. And Crystal Palace have ended Liverpool's unbeaten run. Eddie Nketiah, left-footed. Selhurst Park delirious. Crystal Palace 2. Liverpool 1. There was a late twist after all.
Oh, blimey, Eddie the Eagle. I mean, what a moment for him. Liverpool just do not deal with the long throw. Launched in from Lerma. It's not cleared, and then eventually it's flicked to the far post. I've got to say, the finish is absolutely sensational from Nketiah onto his chest, and he just has to concentrate on the connection with his left foot. There's a flick on. I think he's onside, and he lashes the ball back. Yeah, he is onside. Oh, or is he? It's very tight, but it's a great finish. Left-footed under Alisson into the back of the net, 6 yards. It's so tight, though, isn't it?
VAR having a look at it. By my watch, there was the minimum of 6 minutes to be added on. That was scored in the 98th minute, and Liverpool's bench are furious. They're in the ear of the fourth official.
Well,
but VAR having a long look at this.
Well, I looked at it a couple of times. I thought it was offside, then onside, so I've not got much of a clue. That's not much help.
Well, to be fair, that's the monitor, not your eyesight. No, I'm this way, Chris. Chris Kavanagh he's just checking with his earpiece. He's just had his hand to his left ear. Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool 1. Arne Slot is still chuntering in the left ear of Sam Allison, the fourth official. The goal stands. The roar will tell you that. And Eddie Nketiah, on just his second appearance of the season, with his first goal of the campaign, is surely the match winner. But still we play on in the 99th minute, but not for much longer, because there is the full-time whistle. Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool 1, Chris Sutton.
Oh, unbelievable finish. What a team, this Palace team. Oh, what a run they're on. What an end to the game. Do you know what? They deserved it, though. First half, they should have been out of sight. Had it not been for Alisson, the Liverpool goalkeeper, they would have done. And then we thought Liverpool, that late goal once again, but Palace still had the guts to go for it at the end. And Eddie Nketiah, brilliant finish from a long throw. Liverpool hit and clear. What a game, 3 points for Palace, and the run goes on.
The run goes on. They've equalled a club record, 18 games undefeated, as Arne Slot goes across to confront the referee. A dramatic finish here on 5 Live in the World Service. It is finished at a rocking Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool 1.